Hey, pre-notification gang. Doing alright, hope you're doing well. Next to tier 1 cam.
You know, if you don't want all of your slippers destroyed, you should leave this closet open.
Okay. I'll close it. No, thank you. Next to the bits moist. Yucko? Maybe. Next to the bits again moist and prime Damon and resub God of War. Did you see Damien Hirst did this shitty Drake album art? No way. No fuck. That is the most pretentious thing I've ever heard. Damien Hirst did Drake's album art? Oh my fucking god. Certified Lover Boy album art designed by Damien Hirst. Is this the album? Oh my god, tell me this is the album. This looks like a Damien... This actually looks like a Damien Hirst piece. Take the most low effort thing imaginable, copy and paste it in different colors. All he does is polka dots or pill capsules. This is actually the album art, isn't it? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Holy fuck, that's actually the album. Drake fans have to be in shambles. You know how much Damien Hirst charges for a piece? He is the wealthiest living artist currently. And by a wide margin. He is worth almost $1 billion for shit like this. He took emojis and just kept changing the color. And Drake paid him millions. I need to read more about this. I'm so excited. Thanks to the resub. Jake, Dylan, Big Doinkers, Monster Mink, Chris, Artificial Flavor, Bucket, Gift Sub, Happy Birthday Brandon, and Tier 1 Am, Tier 1 Shabaw, and the Prime Bob Taco. Okay, not a ton of info here. Featuring a grid of 12 multiracial pregnant women emojis wearing different colored tops, the design's meaning is open-ended. Perhaps the rapper wants to imply that this is baby-making music, or he is confessing to having fathered a dozen children. Oh, this is like a joke article. Drake's music isn't baby-making. That's for damn sure. God, Damien Hirst. I used to hate Damien Hirst. I still do. But I respect the scam. Damien Hirst only scams rich, stupid assholes like Drake. And that I can't help but applaud. Like, the only people that ever go to Damien Hirst are extremely wealthy, and he uses them like a fucking fleshlight. So I do respect that, actually. He's the Prime, Cody Sunshine, and the resub Elvis, Capacrum, Dongus, Dank William, Truck, and thanks for the tier 1. And the bits Smoke and Sheba. Did you guys see Drake's merch? Because I saw that on Twitter right before going live. It's some of the worst merch I've ever seen in my life. I would rather wear, like, Fred merch from 2009 than the new Drake merch. Where can I find it? Oh, I typed in Damien. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. No username, just Amanda. And the 5 gift subs, Parziva. Thank you for the back-to-back gift subs. Thank you for the Prime Confused and the resub, Pope, Frog, King Sussery, Hack Sauce, and gift sub Collagen. And this is again just talking about the incredible album art, compliments of the artistic stylings of Damien Hirst. Where's the... I just saw it on Twitter. Why are they not talking about his merch? Well, let me look on another tab just in case. Thanks to the resub Window, Spectre, Valentine's, Zephyr, James Blames, Games, and Prime Stanley. It's not these. Not these. I was listening to Donda earlier. There wasn't a single good song on there. It was really impressive. Thanks to the resub Pisa, Bebe, Jeff Bezos, and the 10 gift subs Olivia. Thank you for that. And the resub Trivial and Prime, One Drama Kid. I only got 14 songs deep though. I think the best one was the first one, Donda Chant, where they just keep saying Donda like it's the Rosetta Stone. From there, it's all downhill. Where the fuck is his merch? Let me go on Twitter. There's nothing wrong with liking it, I just didn't. There's one beat for all 14 songs. I had no idea when one song ended and the next one began. It was like a Red Hot Chili Peppers album, but for mediocre rap. And everyone is like extremely high pitched, so everyone just sounded like Playboi Carti. Let's see if it'll come up with this. That's just not true. Quite literally is true. Who do they have? Like Baby Boy, Big Boy or something was one of them, and his entire verse was squeaking. I actually thought my dogs were stepping on their toys when he was rapping. And then Playboi Carti is known for just repeating the same word high-pitched. I really don't know if people just convince themselves that they like that or if they actually do. Either way, though, you're not wrong to like it. I just didn't. I'm having the hardest time finding Drake's merch. Thanks to Tier 1 Hank, Tier 1 Brain Enjoyer, and Tier 1 Minderbug. The Prime Faust and resub Laced Bars, Panda, Not a Streamer, Edible, Gazer Pazzer, and Brandon. And the resub Gooey and Beastmaster in Hatton. Off the Grid was fire. Off the Grid was probably the best one, yeah. Didn't like it that much though, but it was definitely the best. Thanks to Prime Space. I think I finally found it. Is this it? You got me fucked up. Why can't I find this now? I was just looking at it right before stream. Oh, I know how to find it. There it is. Got it. This is apparently Drake's official merch. This is so dangerous going on Twitter on stream. You never know when the Council of Cock might show their face. But like the front of it's fine. Like the front looks okay, but then you get to the back. Oh my god. This is actually that shit you see on Facebook that truckers will wear. Like, I didn't fight in a war and drive this truck so you could look at my daughter. It's so goofy. It's so fucking goofy. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Why is that Matt's Twitter? He just never logged out, so sometimes I'll tweet from his account to scare him. Thanks to the Prime Bert. And the Tier 1 Jaceus. And the resub Blur Fury, Kraken, and 8-Bit. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Certified lover boy. This is that kind of shit that'll get you bullied if you wear it in public. I am excited to hear the album. If it's not just Drake crying over every track, I'm going to be disappointed. After reading this shit right here and him hiring Damien Hirst for the album art, it better just be sobbing, weeping for 5-6 songs at least. Who would wear this? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. It is a rough. Like, the front's fine. Like, I actually like this logo here, that Nike swoosh with the flowers and shit coming off. That looks good. But you'd have to walk around like Flats the Flounder from SpongeBob. Don't let anyone see the back of it because, my God, they're going to start shooting spitballs at you. It's so disgustingly awful. I have no doubt he consulted like a 9-year-old girl to make it for him. Thanks to the resub Wowie, Jacob, Laggy Loot, Asian Sausage, and Prime Chromix. Yeah, I have no idea what to expect with the album, but it can't be worse than this. And the good thing is this hasn't dropped yet, so there's still time for him to change it, or make it worse, even. I still think he should go with like something maybe garbage truck related, like I like garbage trucks, certified lover boy. Something to really bring it home. That's where we're at with Drake merch. What a fucking disaster. Damien Hirst album art and then Facebook Marketplace Redbubble shit here. Ugh. Alright, let's watch some shit. Exit Prime Doodoo and the resub Bromwell and Border Fan. I'm pretty sure we've already watched some of that, Colby. He tried to sell a $30 million wall? Wait, what are you talking about? You know what, feed me a little bit more Drake lore. What is this $30 million wall thing? Oh, that's just fake news. His mansion is worth 30 million, apparently. Is the Prime Big Oof, Ryan, and the resub Jake. Is the resub Spogtio. And the resub Kenkelmore. Gift sub Happy Birthday Brandon. Did you know Drake's bad at music? In college, I used to like his music at bars. It was just such easy listening shit. What was it back then? His, Started from the Bottom was a big one at the bars back then. I never really minded his music until, like, recently. Now it's all just kind of corny. The Brendan Fraser video? Oh, it's wholesome. He's such a good guy. Yeah, it's just Brendan Fraser on a Switch. He has his name on the back of it, too. Like, back in grade school, it's really cute. He's just such a wholesome, likable guy. He really is. I fucking love Brendan Fraser. I hope he crushes it in the Scorsese film. Of course, Rip. Did a Florida couple adopt a grown woman? Thanks to Prime Nathan, Cow, Real Rubian, and gift sub J Pisa. This?
Now a story making headlines around the world. Is this child a child or a grown woman? A Florida couple say they were duped into adopting her from Ukraine. They claim they were told she was only 6 years old, but then they say red flags started to pop up, leading them to believe that she was much older.
What?
On top of that, the child's adoptive father tells our Stephen Fabian she threatened to kill his family.
What the fuck?
Of a child, or
What gave it away? Did she like
posing
chain
as a
smoke?
child. Her name is Natalia, and in 2010, she was adopted by Michael and Christine Barnett. They were told she was originally from Ukraine and was afflicted with a form of dwarfism.
How old do you think she is at the time?
Okay, at that moment.
Executive raccoon, recip calculon,
But questions
horikuma,
about
and prime
Natalia's
super swim.
age surfaced the first night they brought her home. Barnett was urgently called into the bathroom by his wife, who was bathing Natalia.
She's got this look on her face. She's white as a ghost. She's scared. And she just says, look.
You think you have a 6-year-old in your house, and there are signs that she's already gone through puberty, which would make her much older than 6 years old.
Yeah.
And they say there was something else.
She's got a monthly cycle, and she's hiding it. And
What the fuck?
There was another red flag.
technically, she is a Ukrainian adoptee. She's never spoken a word of it. She doesn't have a hint of an accent.
Hello and happy Thanksgiving.
The family already had 3 sons. One son, Jake, is a math genius who was
What a
profiled
confusing story.
in 2012. In the segment, you can see Natalia sitting at the dinner table with the rest of the family.
She attempted to
Maybe
kill
01
Christine
Tony.
twice.
According to Barnett, Natalia
recent John.
allegedly tried to poison his wife with a household cleaning product, pine salt.
What the
She had
fuck?
poured the pine sol in her coffee. She just says blatantly, plainly, no emotion, I'm trying to kill you. I want you dead.
Barnett says Natalia expressed
It's like a horror
desire
movie.
to stab the entire family in their sleep. It was at that point that the Barnetts said they had enough.
I would think
They
so.
decided to move and start a new life without their adopted daughter.
They packed up their lives and headed north of the border to Canada, but they left Natalia
They
to
fled the
fend for
country.
herself all alone at this apartment in Lafayette, Indiana.
The Barnetts paid a year's rent for Natalia. He says Natalia is capable of taking care of herself since, in his opinion,
What a good
she is an adult
scam
pretending to be a child.
from her.
Barnett's lawyer, Terrence Kennard.
We have done a massive amount of research on this.
Oh, yeah, this is actually the plot to
Records,
Orphan, isn't it?
records, mental health records, and it is apparent that A, this person is an adult and always has been when she was in the care of the Barnetts.
The Barnetts face 2 counts of felony neglect.
What?
Charges that they say miss the point entirely.
Do you have any doubts that Natalia is an adult?
Absolutely not.
This could easily be solved, right?
Police claim Michael Barnett admitted that he and his wife believed Natalia was a minor when they left her in that apartment. He denies he said that. By the way, Natalia's never been charged with any crime.
I'm so confused. I am so fucking confused. This is all over the place. I don't know who to believe. So was she an adult or still a child? I mean, we can date trees back to like thousands of years. Can we really not figure out how old she is? Surely there's got to be some kind of like test, right? Thanks to resub 2 Wavy, Valivus, J. Paul, Rexter, Madelv, and Kappa Biatch. Okay, what order does this go in? Is it here and then here, maybe? Let's go here.
Now with that wild story about an Indiana couple charged with abandoning their adopted daughter who has a rare form of dwarfism. They say she's really an adult con artist who threatened them. And now the adopted daughter is speaking out for the first time in an exclusive interview with Dr. Phil. He's going to join us live after this report
Hey,
from
Phil.
Paula Ferris.
I guess it comes down to whether or not you are an evil psychopath demon child that's come over here to murder everybody.
That's
This
pretty
morning,
aggressive,
Natalia
Phil.
Barnett, the
Coming in
girl
hot,
at the center
okay.
of that adoption scandal, is speaking out for the first time.
There's been a lot of controversy, obviously, about your age because of the family that you were with before. How old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16?
Yes.
Her former adoptive parents, Michael and Kristen
Wait,
Barnett,
so-
are now facing jail time after being charged with neglect for allegedly
Wait, what?
abandoning Natalia.
They say that you scammed them that you lied about your age and came over here and terrorized them.
It's not true at all.
They both pleaded not guilty and say they believed she was 6 years old when they adopted her in 2010, but soon after, they began questioning Natalia's age.
The Marion County Superior Court.
I am
ruled
so
that
fucking.
her
This is like an.
birth year
It's
would
like
be changed from
Evangelion.
2003 to 1989, effectively changing her from 8 to 22 years old.
Michael Barnett recently told us Natalia
So they thought she
trying
was
to harm
6.
them.
Natalia would do
She
things
says she's
like
16.
place clear thumbtacks on the stairs face up, so that when we would walk up the stairs, we would be stepping on thumbtacks to pain and injure ourselves.
But Natalia, who suffers from a rare form of dwarfism, is now sharing her side of the story with Dr. Phil.
Why did they want to get rid of you so badly?
I don't know. I just know that a lot of stuff happened and Christine started questioning my age.
Natalia, who spoke with her new adoptive parents by her side, maintains that she never lied about her age.
They claim that they did bone scans and all that. I don't remember going through a bone scan. I remember going through a bone scan in Michigan.
And the bone scan in Michigan said she was 14.
I even have paperwork saying that.
And says she never tried.
Okay.
Did you ever stand at the foot of their bed, around their bed, in their room?
So she was
watch
never an
them sleep with a
adult
knife in
posing
their
as a
hand?
child.
Never.
Did you ever want
Like the tier 1
to
Arca and tier 1 dude guy.
stab them?
No.
For Good Morning America, Paula
The
Ferris,
resub
ABC
anemic,
News,
Spidicy,
New York.
Thanks,
Yonkin,
Paul, for that. We're
Totinos,
joined now by
and
Dr.
Spun.
Phil McGraw. Boy, Phil, what a strange, tortured story. So hard to sort through.
It really is, and this.
There
it's
really is a
interesting
lot
that
to unpack here.
The family, the Barnetts, got an apartment, paid up the rent for an extended period of time, gave her some food stamps, and left her there. And whether she's 8 or 16 at the time, she didn't have the ability to reach the countertops.
So she was definitely not an adult then. We can
move
confirm
around,
that.
Go to the store or whatever. So she was just abandoned. But they say that she tried to poison the mother with bleach, push her into an electric fence, tried to kill her.
Those thumbtacks on the stairs.
It does sound pretty wild,
And,
like Home
and
Alone.
She says that she was set up, that they absolutely conspired to set her up. In fact, she says that
But why?
with regard to the bleach, that her mother accused her of trying to put this cleaner in her coffee. She denied it, and her mother said, yes, you did it like this. Let me show you. And she had her actually go through the act and took a picture of her when she
But
was
what would be the
role-playing
point?
it and said, now I've got a picture of you doing it. So she's very specific about how it happened.
And what's your sense? I mean, on the whole age question, she says she's 16. The Barnetts say she's an adult, and it's really hard to figure that out.
They
It is,
adopted
Georgia.
her
I don't think she knows.
and
Now
then
think about
framed
this.
her
When
for
you're a
murder?
child, particularly coming from a group home in a foreign country where it's not like here.
Why?
They didn't celebrate every one of her birthdays if she's in this group home. I don't think she knows how old she is. I think she knows the difference between 8 and 20, but I don't think she knows whether she was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think for her to say, I'm 16, I don't think she really knows how old she is. But I do think she knows that she says now, according to the court, she would be 30. And I certainly don't think this individual is 30 years old. So I think the court has done a real miscarriage of justice here in re-aging her the way they have. And I don't think that
This
there's
is
really
so
medical
confusing.
support for that. But either way, this child, the thing that bothers me, when you adopt a child, that child is yours.
As you said,
Just the
Boney
same
Tony,
as if you
Babble, and
birthed
Prime
that
Soapy.
child
We said
at the
Wombat, Prime
hospital.
Silvercat.
I didn't
You
know
said
that you
Dano.
could quit when you had children. You just drop them
I
off
would
somewhere.
love to
Did you find her convincing when she was denying these charges
I don't know,
of
Vegan.
terrorizing the family?
I did find her convincing, and she also
not know
had
that, Taco.
a pretty well practiced story about how those stories
Mm-hmm.
came out. So I do think she's thought about this a lot, but she's very articulate. She's very expressive.
Speaks English well.
All right, I need to look something up. If the bone density thing is accurate, then it's very clearly confirmed that the family is wrong. But I don't know what they have to gain from setting up their newly adopted daughter and then fleeing the country. I don't see why they would do that. So what do they do? A bone scan to determine age? Let's see. Thanks to resub Lord Stacks and Falcon. The court determined that she's at least 30. Yeah, but based on what? Because apparently they did some kind of bone scan to confirm that she was 14. Like, there has to be, like, a reliable way. I'm not finding anything on, like, how accurate that is. I don't know, this has been a wild story already, to be honest. I just keep thinking about, like, every angle of it. It's, like, incomprehensibly silly. Thanks to Prime, K. Smith, Kanye, and the resub Tay-Day, Gooderman, and a 5 gift subs Tempest. Yeah, I know Finding Bigfoot. I couldn't tell you, Vegan. It seems so wild. Mora. This is a sport. Do you know how to play Mora? It's resub Big Baller Boy, give sub Chromix, and resub Saving the Army.
Celebrating
Tier
Italian
1
heritage at
Donovan.
the Briar Hill Festival. We go back to the festival now with 27
Resub
First News reporter
Lunchboxers.
Amanda Smith.
Thank you.
Mandy, I'm in the middle of
Hey,
the
Amanda.
Briar Hill neighborhood. Now, this area is steeped in history and tradition. And one of the traditions that the Italian immigrants brought with them is a game called Mora. Did I say it right?
Mora, you got it. You got it.
Let's go! Good work, Amanda.
So, Joey, tell me, this is Joey Naples. He's one of the organizers of the event. Tell me about this game and where does it come from?
This game originated with the Roman legions. If they got an order that they did not want to execute, they would play More. Think of Fling Flang Flu when we were all kids.
Never heard of it.
And if you lost, you had to carry out the orders. It became very popular, and to this day, it is outlawed in Italy because of the fights and all the stuff that would happen. And we have some
Here's the resub
More
Bambino.
players here.
Oh, so they're going to show us how this game works, right? So you tell me what's going on.
Okay, I have AJ.
I want to see a
Napoli
fist fight
here,
break out.
And I have Dan Yema. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to try to guess what number is going to
There's
come
a prime
out.
okay? Lowercase.
And whoever wins the number wins the point. And you have to win 3 times to get the point. So, guys, go ahead. Now, that was the 7.
What the fuck is happening?
And I'm guessing that the point of this seems to be able to
All
cuss each other.
right.
Well, they're not really cussing. And you see they won. It's Italian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to throw out and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to have a
What the
three,
fuck? This looks
three,
like shit. Just
cinque,
play rock, paper,
5,
scissors.
and all that. So that's what they're doing. That's Dominic and Gary Onesti right now. And what they'll do is, the funny thing too, Amanda, we used to have people say in the old days, guys that worked, they may have lost their fingers or something. So
Exit tier 1 Morajova and the
half a
resub
finger,
above
and
average.
he'd throw it out and he'd say, hey, I meant a 4, you know. So
I'm
they-
sure it's good,
the
Peter. I believe it.
arguments And the numbers and
I don't think I'll be taking up Mora anytime soon. The full story of the evil stick. Exploring the legacy of a sinister toy. How scary can a toy be?
Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I do videos on creepy and disturbing things. So it's fall of 2014 in Dayton, Ohio. A woman named Nicole Allen goes into her
Ooh, I can't
local
watch that,
dollar
OG,
store
but thank you
to
for the
pick up a
5.
few things. In the back of the store, there's this huge array of pink and plastic. Having a 2-year-old daughter at home, she decides to pick something up for her. All of the toys are displayed at the eye level of children, and all of it is designed specifically to catch a child's eye. Nicole Allen sees a wand
Wow,
that
look at
she
that.
knows her toddler would love. It's a peachy flower-shaped magic wand.
Anime
The
girl
cardboard
on it, too.
package has an innocent anime-looking character on the front, and the back of the package promises that the toy can send out wonderful music. The toy's appropriate for any ages.
Oh, but it
3
summons
and
a demon
up,
or
but
something,
Nicole
huh?
decides that it's fine for her 2-year-old daughter, and maybe it would supply her with a few hours of entertainment. And without thinking much of it,
Few
she
hours?
tosses
It's
it
just a
into her
wand
cart.
that plays
What
music.
she didn't notice is that the packaging on the front calls the toy the Evil Stick. But the color of the title blends in well with the packaging, and the font is so bubbly and cheery
Exhibits
looking
chicken
that
and
it's
Evanator.
easily overlooked. Nicole gets home with this thing and regrets it
Oh,
instantly.
good point,
She
Vegan.
quickly discovers that she made a grave mistake as her daughter becomes distressed after playing with the toy for the first time. You see, there's foil in the middle of this wand, specifically designed to distort the user's face when they look into this little mirror-like thing. But it got way worse.
That's genius.
Nicole then pressed the button on the wand's handle. To her horror, instead of the light, whimsical music that the package promised, she gets this maniacal, evil laugh. Then the
That's a
wand
stock
lights up,
sound.
revealing
Literal
a
stock sound.
sinister photo behind the foil. A demonic-looking woman who appears to be slitting her wrists.
Oh god, what the fuck is happening? That is the evil stick for
How
you.
on earth did such an object end up in Nicole's household?
Thank you for the
Turns out
25
the
gift
Dayton
subs,
Dollar
Tomato
Store
Head.
owner actually
Again,
purchased a
thank
round
you,
of these
man.
toys all the way back in 2012.
Thank you for the
They
gift sub,
somehow went
goddamn
unnoticed
broski.
by consumers until Nicole made the unsettling
Thank you,
report
Tomato
all
Head.
the way
Appreciate
2
it.
years later in 2014. We'll talk about it later, but the reason it went unnoticed is because not all of the wands actually had this sinister photo. And by all accounts, the store owner just blamed the mom for buying the toy in the first place because
True.
it clearly said evil stick on the front, so she should have known better. Mom,
I
of
agree.
course, argued that it was not her fault as the toy was
did tell you it
pink
was
and
evil.
flowery and mixed in with all the other children's items such as knockoff Barbie dolls and crowns and things like that. It was mixed in with all the other toys. And I can't help but agree with her there. The story went viral and everybody thought that we had a new cursed object on our hands.
And
now let's
we
back up for
did.
just a second and see what's really going on here. First of all, a big reason that discount stores such as dollar stores can get away with such low prices is because they sell cheaply made items primarily from China. And with that comes a lot of counterfeit items, usually mimicking name brands. And with that,
It's
as you
beautiful.
can imagine, comes quality control issues.
It's Brad
A
Rabbit
man
and
by the
some
name of
lobster
Matt
juice.
Clark, who also lived in Dayton, Ohio, became very interested in the story and he wanted to find an evil stick of his own. He went to the same dollar store as Nicole did and went to the back where all the toys were. Interestingly, he looked at all of the evil sticks in the store and a lot of them didn't even have this demonic woman. In fact, a lot of them weren't even scary.
Damn
Quote,
it.
there was one zombie type character, but most of them were straight cutout pictures from manga or anime, pretty cartoony and not scary at all. However, Matt was pleased to find one evil stick left with the creepy photo in question, and he bought it. That's the clip you saw earlier in the
He's
video.
so
A
proud.
clip he
Good for
made
you, Matt.
originally just
Fuck
intended
yeah.
to show his friend. But Matt Clark's little clip
Thanks for
actually
5 gift
went
subs, Gray.
kind of viral on its own,
Resub
and it
crazed
sparked
and
a
Prime
lot of
Spectre.
internet sleuths to help him on the case. They soon figured out that this photo was actually taken all the way back in 2002 by a horror photographer by the name of Butcher Ludwig, which is,
What a
in my
name.
opinion, the best horror photographer name of all time.
I was just thinking the same
photographer's original
thing.
intention was just to depict a vampire about to drink her own blood as part of his Macabre Muses series. He posted the photo on his Facebook page, intended just to share his art. Shocking as it turns out, this photographer never gave anyone permission to use his photo, especially not for
I
a
wonder who
kid's
made the
toy.
evil
It
stick
had
then.
clearly been stolen and copyrighted. The demonic eyes were not a part of the original photo, as you can see. Someone even took the time to add those in to make the photo even creepier. Anyway, so Matt Clark and his internet sleuths follow the barcode of the product
10
back to a
YouTubers who've
factory
cried
in
on camera?
China. He
Sure.
was even set to talk to someone personally in the factory that
Thanks for
helped to
sub,
make
Asta
the
and
toys.
Gamerman.
He even posted on his YouTube about how close he was to
That's great to
solving
hear.
the
Hope you like it,
mystery.
Gamerman.
But right after he posted that, to everyone's horror, Matt Clark then suddenly disappeared from social media. This led to speculation that the
Oh.
evil stick actually was a cursed object.
He was
and that
assassinated?
someone or something got to Matt Clark for getting too close to the answer. Don't worry though, he has since been accounted for, and according to Matt himself, he just stopped posting. He thought it was funny that people thought he was cursed and that the timing was funny, and so he just stopped posting to keep the rumor going. We all gotta entertain ourselves somehow. Anyway, as it
You
actually turns
jokester,
out,
Matt.
the company that he was talking to in China just stopped replying to his emails.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he never got to talk to anyone in the factory. Instead of the toy being a knockoff, there's this strong theory that perhaps the toy was intentionally tampered with by someone in the factory
Well,
in
of
China.
course it
Someone
was.
found the image, altered it, and snuck it into production, maybe just as a prank.
Yeah, I
or
think it's a
because they
great
wanted to
joke.
scare
Like, that's pretty
people and
cool.
children, and it worked. It just seemed too intentional. Consumers wouldn't see the photo until they brought the evil stick home. There was a tab protecting the battery on the packaging that needed to be pulled off in order for the light to work and therefore for the photo to be revealed. Most people wouldn't bother with trying that in the store,
Thank
so
you,
most
Prime
people
Red,
would just
and
throw it in their
resub
cart
Jake
and bring it
Gruba.
home and activate the wand when they got there. This would also prevent them from hearing the creepy laughter in the store. Someone also went through the trouble of photoshopping the picture before putting it into production
Amazing
of
Prime.
this particular batch of
Hitokiri?
evil sticks. Either way, Nicole Allen and Matt Clark are the only two people that we know of who have an evil
Nice.
stick with this particular demonic
Wait, how does this go on for
image.
4 more
Butcher
minutes?
Ludwig, like we talked about earlier, the photographer of the original
feels like the
photo,
end.
tried to talk to somebody in the factory about his stolen work. He exchanged a few emails with the company about his stolen photo, but of course, as you can imagine, they said they couldn't do anything about it.
It's all just gonna be like epilogue now, I think. That's cute. That's a good prank, whoever did that. They really fucking got him. That kid will never forget that. There's a resub Trav and Pancake. Hold on, before I forget. Is this even like interesting or just like sad? Yeah, this just doesn't look that good. I think I'll pass. It's just gonna be actual sad stuff, like literal, like crying for real, I bet. Over real things. Not something goofy. Thanks for your sub dynamic. Definitely don't care about history, and I know a little bit about Andrew Jackson. Thanks for Prime Salty. Stop saying check my fucking email. My email doesn't work. I don't get emails anymore. I haven't in like a week now. So stop telling me to check my email. Just say whatever you want me to see in the chat. Chupacabra caught on camera. Ooh, I do love the Chupacabra. Houston man claims to have seen Chupacabra.
Every once in a while, often, sometimes, someone swears they have seen the mythical Chupacabra.
Yeah, sometimes they even catch the creature on camera, or what they think is the creature on camera, like one man in Houston.
KPRC's Phil Archer spoke to
I
that
bet he
man
actually got
about
him.
his unusual discovery.
Could it be a
Thanks for
blood-sucking
some corals.
chupacabra is on the loose? Well, Justin Ferris thinks so, says he saw one running along this fence line on his way to work this morning.
And he's got the pictures.
Whoa!
He says, prove it. Fuzzy shots of an animal along League Line Road near
Are we sure that's an animal? That could
Why
just
is
be
it
someone's
pictures of
dad on all
chupacabras
fours.
and Bigfoot are always out of focus.
They're a little blurry because we were still trying to move and that thing was running down the fence line and we wanted to get it before it went, and then all of a sudden, right off the league line, it went off into the brush.
Justin says he's seen them before. He describes himself as a chupacabra hunter.
This is about my fourth one that I sighted.
That's
This
what
is
I
the
imagine a
second one
Chupacabra hunter would look like, to be fair.
So,
Living the
yeah,
dream.
My buddies at work, Colby and Josh, they couldn't believe that I actually got it on camera.
By definition, a chupacabra is an animal said to exist in parts of Latin America where it supposedly attacks other animals.
Yeah, but climate
especially
change and all that, it had to
Before
migrate.
1995, no one had ever claimed to have seen one. The first sighting, allegedly in Puerto Rico. There have been thousands of sightings since then, but none has ever been verified, though you'll find a lot of folks on the internet who claim to know what they look like. Josh says he knows. He says he shot this chupacabra in Central Texas 7 years ago.
I want to show you a picture.
We asked for an expert opinion
Okay.
from Susan Schmaltz. an animal rehabilitator and the director of the Wildlife Center of Texas.
Oh.
Can you identify that animal?
Yeah, I would say that's a coyote.
Have you ever treated a chupacabra in a wild?
No.
Thanks
I
to
mean,
Resub,
those are
Necro Peach,
truly-
J Puff, and
no,
Prime,
we don't
No Step
have those
Studios.
here. They're mythical, really. I mean,
No, I didn't see that
a lot
Naruto.
of people report that, but no, that's a coyote.
In Panorama Village, I'm Phil Archer for KSAT 12 News.
Sounds like a government cover-up to me. Japan Capsule Hotel? Seen it. I've already seen that. The capsule hotels are pretty cool. Haven't we already watched that Wendigo video? Can't click links, McLeod. But thank you for the 10. Also, not really looking for video game stuff. More just goofy shit like that. People will believe anything if the camera quality is shit enough. People will believe anything if they just want to. There doesn't need to be a shred of proof. If they just read something that they think is cool online, they'll believe it. Hugh Jarce's Perfect Barbecue. Sure. Big Pig Slapper Oink.
I am. Oh. Well, here is a sloppy joe. It's not a sloppy joe yet, it's just 2 pieces of bread, obviously. But you know what, we're not going to pay attention to that. So first off, to make the sloppy joe, just like in the hot dog episode, you're going to want some mayonnaise on the bottom buns. Now, it has to be bottom buns, because if it's on the top bun, it just ruins everything completely. So just get a nice, good amount right there. That'll do it.
Never had mayonnaise on a sloppy joe,
It's a
but
lot. You can,
I believe in the dream.
Now, obviously, like this, we still have the shit ketchup here from the hot dog episode.
Yeah, what kind of mayonnaise was that?
Oh, look, go watch the
Oh,
last
his mom's
episode.
filming. That's so
Go watch the last
adorable.
episode. I'm not here to spread this shit. Now, this is the shit ketchup, not the good ketchup, so more will come out than anticipated, but usually you would like a little bit less than what the mayonnaise offered. See how shit that is?
Well, that's not the ketchup's fault. You're just squeezing too hard.
Let's see if I can control it.
There we go.
I can control it a little bit. There we go. It's a bit much. But
Maybe
this is
tier 1
a shitty
Catterfee.
batch of ketchup. Now, you want to move on to the slaw portion.
What?
Of the
What
sloppy
in
joe.
tarnation?
Slaw on the bottom. That's
You want to put slaw on the bottom. That is right.
Slaw on a sloppy
It
joe?
can be spread out. It doesn't matter for the sloppy joe. Put a good amount right
Does
there.
slaw usually look like that? Isn't it more white than green?
There you go.
I think it's rotten. It may be spoiled.
Then you want to put the lid back on to preserve it and keep it
I think that ship has sailed.
and fresh.
No, fresh was never an
What you
option.
do is get your trusty snowman glove right here and open this up. See, with the sloppy joe inside.
it's barbecue.
Looking
Sloppy
good.
joe. It is called the sloppy joe. Then you want to take the bottom part of your bun and get yourself a good hunk of sloppy joe.
Man, camera quality is very important when filming a cooking video.
You may want to make sure it's nice,
This looks
hot, and fresh.
repulsive. Oh
Get a
my.
good bit of it right there.
No cheese?
This is the vegetarian.
All the
version,
colors just
because
look off.
Obviously, for some reason,
It just looks
vegetarians do not
very
like
like I'm sure the
cheese
pulled pork
or
is
milk.
fine, but it doesn't look
Obviously, with
good.
the American
You
and
need
real
good
wheat,
quality for cooking.
You would want to add maybe 2 slices of cheese. Alright. So obviously, your vegetarian version, no cheese because you're bitches. But the real way,
Alright, awfully hostile.
now, you may be saying, this is fake cheese. Yes, it is. But I'm taking what the government gives me. 2 pieces of cheese. You can add more if you want to. Doesn't matter. Take it. Do like what you did before. Get a good...
This does look like a
right
good
there.
sloppy joe.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yum yum yum.
It's okay if you drop some, because that means you can get bigger portions later. There you go. Put the top back on. Get your trusty snowman glove again and put the lid back on top of the
Someone said
sloppy
cafeteria
Joe.
food. True. Exit tier 1.
Get the bread out of here.
Go with the Florence.
Obviously, here's your dinner. Here's your protein
Seems
shake
fine.
for whatever reason.
Don't know why mayonnaise or coleslaw though.
Fries. It's all about the sloppy Joe. It's not about the fries.
Not bad, pig slapper. Worthless 319. Well, if you have to, I'm not gonna. Okay, you've put the fear of God in me. I'm not gonna watch that on Twitch. It seems like toss. Then 100 subs wouldn't make up for getting banned. Thanks for the resub, Danny. No, I don't want to watch that. That sounds sad. This rally. Thanks for the resub, Expo. Man tries to sell $30 million border wall.
Tommy, you have designed a big wall. Had people try to
Wow.
go up and over
It's like
it.
Attack on Titan.
This is the Lamborghini of walls.
It's got a very aesthetic look to it. Why build an ugly wall?
So this is a story about an individual called Tommy Fisher. He built a 3-mile wall. The next step
3
was,
miles?
can I sell it? That hasn't happened yet.
And what was it like to
Holy
have the president
shit.
check out the prototype today?
The larger it is, the better it is because it's very hard to get over the top.
He completed the wall in early 2020, and since then has been embroiled in various lawsuits. It's one of a kind.
What? What a waste of fucking time.
This is no ordinary border wall. There are
Actual
three things notable.
actual Attack on Titan shit.
1. It's located in the Rio Grande Valley, home to more illegal border crossings.
Maybe
and
tier
more
1
states
Rogue
cocaine
and
pot
resub
than
gaming
anywhere else in the
easer.
country.
Give me 1 second though. Let me take a tinkle real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. Thanks to resub Balpo, Brick in the Prime Tealant, and resub Vimsk in Tier 1 Ruthless Aggression and Prime FIFA.
2. It's located directly on the
The
banks
Prime
of the
Auras
Rio
in
Grande
Tier 1
River, where for legal and
Toshiro
environmental
Kai.
reasons, construction of a border wall has never been attempted. And 3. It's privately owned by a guy from North Dakota named Tommy Fisher.
Hey Tommy. Why have him stand on that
We're
rock? That
presently
was
standing
weird.
on the banks of the Rio Grande River with a 3-mile border protection system behind me, located about 2 miles south of Mission, Texas.
Tommy Fisher built a 3-mile-long, privately funded border wall. Most of the land is privately owned, ranchers, farmers, individual homeowners. It's on the banks of the river, which already serves as a natural barrier and also makes it extremely difficult for legal and geographic and environmental reasons to build anything.
To me, when you see it stand up and it'll last the test of time, that's just my feeling.
Tommy Fisher is Midwestern nice. He doesn't see his wall as an object of exclusion.
I'm for legal immigration. Illegal immigration, I'm not.
He sees it as a law enforcement aid. More than that, he sees it as a business opportunity.
Right.
I think when President Trump came into office, it gave me an idea that he wanted a very long, linear project.
So this guy wasted $30 million.
So it was more of a catalyst to say, hey, could their project of this magnitude really be built?
I really don't care about this guy's opinions. I just want to see his fucking wall.
The first time any private
He's not
organization
interesting. I want to see the
built
fucking
a
wall.
border wall on private land.
Joining us to talk about all of this is Tommy Fisher.
The next step was, can I sell it and make back my money on it, or commission somebody to get me to do more of these?
I didn't see the whole thing. It's 3 miles. I've only ever seen that little piece they've
To
shown.
pitch his wall building services in Washington.
I want to go on a
It
tour.
attracted attention from a nonprofit named We Build the Wall, founded by triple amputee Iraq War veteran Brian Colfage and Steve Bannon, who would go on to pay Fisher.
Alright, this is underwhelming. Oh, here it is. This is a nice zoomed out. Nice. So he spent 30 mil and will never be able to sell it. Good for him. Good shit, Tommy. Exit Prime Solicel. The Matrix 4 trailer is out? Really? Wait, this is it? No, this is a YouTuber's video on it, I was gonna say. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's out. Thanks to resub McSquiddy. Spent 30 mil and helped stop human trafficking. You like human trafficking or something? What? What the fuck are you talking about? What? Oh my god, you got really offended today. Oh my god. Because I looked at a wall and didn't find the guy interesting? Holy shit, you've lost your fucking mind today, huh, Chacula? Just like no one wants to hear your opinion on politics. What? Huh. Yeah, obviously no one wants to hear my opinion on politics. I don't know fuck about it. It's a boring subject. I never talk about politics. My god, it looks like you live and breathe them, though. I didn't even mention it. I just found the guy to be a goofball who wasted 30 mil. What are you, like his PR manager? Spent 30 mil and helped stop human trafficking. That's an awfully bold claim. Did he end human trafficking with that wall? Hey, Tommy, I'm wrong. Good work, man. It's over. Good shit. Congrats. He defeated human trafficking, according to your PR guy, Chacula. Good God. What happened to you, man? This man sees a wall and loses his goddamn mind. Is he tier 1 Bori Bori? Everything before those last 3 messages was nothing but suggestions and, like, nice comments. But then, just that one thing. Whew. Thanks for the 5 year ago. Inside New York's worst subway station. This?
Today, we're going to be showing you around 5 of the worst subway stations in New York City. Because if there's one thing New Yorkers love to complain about, it's the subway. We're going to be joined by a native New Yorker to get his take on this as well. Chambers Street Station. The irony here is that the exterior is actually really nice.
I know, you have the Guastavina tiles here of the Manhattan Municipal Building right next to City Hall, and then you have a really bad looking subway station underneath.
You guys got to see this. It's always been ranked the worst, by the way, by most people.
It's unbelievable.
DK.
We've already got leaking here.
Yeah.
Now,
Really vegan,
this was one of the original subway stations in New York City, built in 1904.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is the first thing you see from up here. It looks like a movie set right now. I don't know for what. What kind of movie can we put here?
I don't know.
A shitty movie?
What is this on the wall here?
I don't even know.
We're trying to figure this out, but we don't know. Yeah,
this looks like New York, to be honest.
That one's breaking.
What makes this one worse than all the other subways? Looks about the same.
Imagine this was your very first subway ride in New York City. Because not all the stations are this bad. I will say that.
You gotta look at this.
Up there. Ugh.
Thanks to resubs Sarah and Razzle Bazzle and Shin Ryu. Quick text message.
But this is pretty bad.
Oh no, this is pretty bad, but that one is worse.
Look at that. There's peeling, and then there's that. I think this subway station basically speaks for itself. We don't have to add too much commentary.
I think this station is so ugly that the rats don't even want to be here.
Then that would be a pretty good deterrent.
We've seen brown, now we've seen green.
Wilson and HG.
Looking at the architecture here, if they actually cleaned it up, it would not look bad at all.
And there's even water on the platform.
It's not nearly as bad as I would have expected, to be honest.
There's also vodka bottles, other things you don't want to know. You can use your imagination, whatever's down there. What is inside there?
I have no idea.
Guys, tell us in the comments what you think is behind that door. Because I don't know if it's operational, as we can see right here.
Thanks to the bit squid.
I just got some weird water dripping on my head. It's a
sewage.
tripping hazard because there's all this water here. You don't want to slip and fall into the
New
tracks.
York. There is no water, just sewage.
This video. You know those showers they have in like science lab? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like middle school, the showers in case you drop something on yourself.
Hey, the subway looks nice. Look at that.
It's like blood on the wall.
It's not. Well, it might be blood.
Deserves no introduction.
What do I know?
As our next stop, very close to Chambers Street. And how would you rank this versus Chambers? They're neck and neck, no?
I mean, I don't know. This kind of looks more of a murder scene than Chambers Street.
Yeah, it looks like a New York subway. Hold on. Forgot to do something. It'll be 2 seconds. Thanks for the gift sub slow motion. I already watched The Obsession with Pac-Man. I'm from New York and I've seen guys take shits in trains. Well, yeah, obviously. It's New York. Where else are they gonna do it? Leprechaun in Alabama is a classic. I've of course seen it. Thanks to resub Silowick. Tier 1 Zombie Kindra. Next to the Prime Kowalski. How about The Rock's Famous Pancakes? The Rock's Famous Pancakes? I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. It just seems like actual cooking, so I'll pass. Only looking for shitty cooking. Thanks to the resub Fano. Meet the boy who built a nuke. Alright, we'll check it out. Let's see. Better be impressive. This is 25 minutes, good lord. Oh boy.
Ciao, 42 Key. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Babbel, the world's #1 best-selling language learning app. Hey, 42 here. In the summer of 1994, a boy of 17 was wandering around his neighborhood on the outskirts of Detroit. His face was glued to a small electronic device in his hand, which was giving off a series of rapid beeps. If this scene played out today, nobody would look twice. Smartphone zombies took over our streets years ago.
Oh, they put so much effort into this.
This was the mid-90s, and while smartphones had been invented, just about, nobody actually owned one yet. So, what exactly was the boy holding? And why did it have him so engrossed?
Maybe he was a time traveler.
Well, as it happens, it was a Geiger counter. And the reason it held the
more
boy's
lame.
rapt attention was simple. The rapid string of beeps it was emitting confirmed something that was both exciting and utterly terrifying. It meant the nuclear reactor he built in his mother's potting shed was working. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To understand how we got to this,
I don't know if I really care to see him build a nuclear
place,
reactor, unless he's like hunted by ninjas or something cool.
All parents secretly dream of big things for their offspring, of raising a precarious and talented child.
I thought it was going to be like a codename Kids Next Door kind of thing where he built it out of toothpicks and bubblegum. Seems like he's just a really smart guy. Thanks for some Holden. I don't know anything about it, vegan. No, I still haven't watched Candyman. I'll probably watch it tomorrow, maybe. Thanks for resub Cosmic. I think we've seen that at some point, Gordon Ramsay. Thanks for resub Nozel. We already watched that entire Barefoot Burglar story. That was interesting. That kid lived a fucking crazy life. The only reason he got caught is because he asked them to catch him. He's the prime Poke Master. No, I can't watch Chubby Emu. I just get too paranoid. Thanks to the resub Purple. Don't think I can watch Dragonborn's come on Twitch. Just a hunch. This game could have been the best esport ever. That's Guns the Duel. I've seen that video. It Takes a Thief is an interesting idea executed poorly. Thanks to the resub Sensational. This is such a boring show. Absolute chaos of Wall Street bets. What's going on Wall Street bets right now? Thanks to resub Larzy. What, did GameStop collapse? AMC go up in flames? What's going on? No, it's about the same. I've already seen it, Uncle Squid. I've seen everything from Meat Canyon. These are just all very popular YouTuber suggestions right now. One of those nights. Grandpas pull off the biggest jewelry heist ever. I'm assuming it's this one. They look very old. Thanks for the gift, Bobo. Let me check this. Ooh, thank you for the 20. Estacles. No
During
John's
the night of
music
September
video.
12, 1983,
Okay.
one man carried out what was, at the time, the biggest cash robbery in American history. Millions of dollars were lifted.
This isn't the right one. Even though this guy looks like he's geriatric. Okay.
Crime is never a laughing matter, but the sheer audacity, and I must admit extraordinary ingenuity, of a gang of pensioner-aged British crooks has certainly made many people
There's
smile.
some Kachin and Risa below
Last
though.
year, the daring
Haunted
villains
dolls.
used
Sure.
their substantial experience to plan and then
Is it
pull
prime
off
phase
the
on?
biggest burglary in English history. The Hatton Garden Vault in the heart of London held hundreds of safe deposit boxes full of jewellery, cash and other treasure. It was said to be...
They seem like some bad boys, to
until
be
these
honest.
bad grandpas proved that boast a lie. But the old-timers made one mistake, and for them, it was a biggie.
This sounds
They
cute.
are perhaps the most unlikely gang in criminal history. But the crime they pulled off
Thanks to Prime.
has few equals.
Vanderturk.
It's legendary. This is going to go down as an iconic crime. For centuries, probably, we're going to be talking about this.
You pulled it off. You're looking down on every other burglar.
Are these the actual grandpas that did it?
This is your Mona Lisa.
Easter
No,
Thursday,
okay.
2015. A white van pulls up in the diamond centre of London, Hatton Garden, and parks outside the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company, one of the oldest vaults in the world. What happens next will stun the nation.
Better be like something out of GTA RP. I want to see a crazy plan. Hostages being taken.
You know, they're always talking about their fantasy job. You know, their fantasy job. It's almost like a criminal pornography. You know, it's what they like, what they get off on. And
There's a tier 1 Swift boy.
Vault was one of these iconic targets.
So this is it. This is Hatton Garden. Hatton Garden
Looks
has
like
been
shit.
London's diamond and jewellery district for centuries, and its massive vault, built back in the 40s, according to criminologist Professor Dick Hobbs, was considered
Dick Hobbs, eh?
When I look around,
Scary name.
It's just wall-to-wall jewellery shops. They never in their wildest dreams thought that this place could get knocked over.
That's right. I mean, there's been a lot
Thanks
of
to Prime Donovan.
but this was the place that everyone could rely on. They never
Oh shit!
You've
Thanks for that fat raid, Oda. That's super fucking sweet. Thank you for that.
I've been waiting
Home to
for
many
you.
of the city's
Hope
most
you had a
notorious
great
criminal
fucking
gangs
stream. Thank
and
you, Oda.
old-school villains.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the gift of Boyle.
When I hear a siren, I just think they're playing my tune.
Hard
That was
men
so
like
sweet.
legendary gangster Bobby Cummings.
This is about some old geriatric dudes that robbed a jewelry store or some shit. I don't know.
This is it. I mean, I can walk down here now with you.
Thanks to tier 1 Scoot
and I ain't
Man.
worried about cars slowing down and guns coming out of them, someone trying to shoot me. I can walk
Once one of London's most feared armed robbers, Bobby went straight years ago and now runs a charity for ex-prisoners.
Oh, that's so
but that
wholesome.
doesn't stop his professional
Resub Tree Nut.
admiration for the Hatton Garden heist.
It better get crazy because right now I'm underwhelmed. There's
And
just some
you
old
know
fucking dudes.
If you go for it,
Literally
and
just
if you
watching these
touch it,
prunes do
you're then
nothing.
in the annals of crime as a master at your game.
It's like going for the Olympics in
That's
the
right.
criminal world.
Yeah, the gold medal winner. It's no good
Thanks,
getting
Resub
silver or the
Thinko.
bronze, you want the gold one. Yeah.
And Hatton
Skip to the
Garden
5-minute mark.
6-year-old Brian Reeder, who turned up at the robbery by bus using his pensioner pass.
Hey, Brian.
Getaway driver John Kenny Collins, who at
I gotta be
75
honest.
suffered
I wouldn't feel super confident having this guy by my side. It doesn't seem like he knows where he is anymore. To be like, this just doesn't seem like a safe one. I feel like I'd at least aim a little younger, like maybe late 60s. I think he's a little too far gone.
who at 75 suffered from arthritis, diabetes, and memory loss. Terry Perkins, 67, who was taking 29 pills a day. For
Jesus
various ailments.
Christ.
William Billy the Fish Lincoln, 60 years old. He
There's the
had
prime
2
dentist
hip
and gifts of
replacements
Dacky.
and was incontinent.
And thanks to the bits
Danny
procrastinator.
Jones, also 60, in better shape than his cohorts, but a renowned eccentric who thought his dog was human.
What?
And a mystery man named Basil, who has never been caught and may have been the heist's mastermind.
That's fucking awesome.
When you saw
Okay.
who was involved,
That's cute.
what did you think?
I thought these obviously were professional criminals, and I thought to myself, this was their last pop. This was their pension, if you like. But it's like a good mature
I do love
wine.
Unsolved
The older it
Stories,
gets,
but we
the
already
more
watched that
experience
one,
it gets,
Audrey.
and it's better tasting.
Thanks for some
That's-
siege.
That's what it's like with villains, isn't it?
They spent 3 years meticulously planning the heist, and each had a particular role. They studiously watched YouTube to learn how to operate a massive drill to breach the
So
vault's
YouTube
thick
can turn you into a
concrete.
criminal, eh? Okay, okay.
And to cover their tracks, they read Forensics for Dummies.
First off, you've got to do a feasibility study. So you've got to do a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. and
That makes
threats.
sense though as an ass though.
That is a
They do it here
psychological
sometimes
bit of
too.
the job you've got to do.
You got to say that sounds like a business plan.
Well, it is.
You got to put it together before you decide whether it's worth the risk.
Yeah,
and it can be done.
Yeah, you've got to do a risk assessment.
Thursday, April the 2nd, the start of the Easter long weekend.
Thanks to
The
the
gang
reset
arrives
invalid.
at Hatton Garden at 8:20 p.m. dressed as maintenance workers.
So
Basil
Hitman
has
style,
somehow
disguise.
gained access
I
to
like
the
it.
building and opens a fire escape door to a side street. Using wheelie bins, the gang unload their tools. Inside, Basil disables CCTV.
Oh, what an
cameras
asshole.
and
Let me
the alarm
watch.
system. But not entirely.
Oh, good.
An alert is sent to the building's security company, but a security guard who checks the building reports seeing nothing suspicious.
Oh, that guy should be fired.
Nor did
Jesus Christ.
75-year-old John Kenny Collins, who was positioned across the road. He was the lookout man.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah, Kenny Collins fell asleep. Well, when you're that age, you do need your sleep, and he wasn't a well man. So
Yeah.
He did apparently.
They
fall
should have
asleep.
expected that, to be honest. Give him some fucking G Fuel or something. I don't know, man. They should have planned for
The
that.
gang jemmies through 2 metal gates in an underground corridor.
Thanks to the resub, Amundel
Now they set a
Gischerson.
massive diamond drill against the
Amundel
wall
and
of the
Gischerson.
vault. The pensioner crims are half a metre from untold wealth.
Did they even go to jail?
What do you think they're feeling? They're in their 70s,
Yeah.
their 60s, and they're about to pull off the biggest heist in Britain's history. What are they feeling? Are they nervous? Are they a bit sick?
It's a really weird feeling when you go on a bit of work. Everyone's hyped up, right?
Well, everyone except the lookout guy who fell asleep.
There is a rush to it. Also, there's a cheekiness to it.
Oh, that's so British.
We're
The
gonna do
cheekiness
best
to
one
it, eh?
ever. There's also the fear, because you know in the back of your mind, you do it wrong. I mean, these are old guys. They know they're going to die in jail. Even if they get sentences they got, half of them are not well people, so they know they're not going to make it to the outer gate.
Exit bits cannon. Of course I've seen that, Uncle Squid.
It takes. Sounds strange, but it takes a fair bit of courage to do what they did. You know, they're risking.
You don't fucking say.
Their liberty, and when you're in your 70s and you're risking your liberty, it's huge. It's massive. It's not like doing it when you're 25.
No, it's a lot
After
worse to
3
do it
hours
young.
of drilling, the vault wall is penetrated.
They're already old as
but
fuck.
For the gang, it's a disaster. Stopping their entry, the solid back of the steel safe deposit cabinet, bolted to the floor and ceiling and immovable.
Yeah, they hadn't anticipated that the lockers, that these boxes were going to be on the other side of the wall they were drilling through. And I think this really shows that how professional they were and how old school and how cool they were, because they would then had to make a decision what to do. Did they give it up? Did they walk away? They're free, they've not been caught, but they've not got the prize. They've not got the prize. And to old villains like this, the prize is everything.
Oh, true, yeah, it's a lot of
Prize
money.
is absolutely everything.
Do I carry on? Do I walk away? It's a make or break thing there.
For the oldest of the gang,
Thanks, Reese, coolest dog and prime nut butt.
Reader, the stress is too much. He doesn't come back. But for the
Boo,
others,
Brian,
the
coward,
lure of the
boo.
prize is too tempting. They leave Hatton Garden and the next day buy themselves a massive hydraulic ram.
Wow.
Then, late Easter Saturday night, Basil again lets the gang into the building. Their hydraulic ram applies 10 tons of pressure. And with a huge crack, the safe deposit cabinet topples.
Nice.
What would that moment
The boys.
Be like Christmas. Opening up all their little presents. And they all sparkle. It would be absolute Christmas. They'd be rocking and rolling inside, thinking, we've done it.
How did Moist Esports go? We got 2 into the top 8. Both our players made top 8. It was big.
And spilling out their treasures of cash, jewels, gold. Mysteriously, they only break into 73 of the 996 safe deposit boxes. Perhaps that was all these aged villains could carry out.
I think that. How are they going to carry 900?
They've made criminal history.
He's a tier 1 cynical. This seemed like it was extremely easy.
Hailed as Robin Hoods, you had a public that seemed to be rooting for the bad guys. Thick as thieves, but there was one big mistake.
They would not be in jail if they'd performed the same as Basil.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
There's a prime Chris and Resub Queef sisters.
When news
Cool
broke
name.
of the theft of millions of dollars worth of cash and jewellery from a supposedly
Is it just 'cause they're
impregnable
old?
vault
Yeah.
in central London
I'm
last
rooting
year,
for them.
Incredibly,
because they're
the
old.
thieves were cheered by the public. They'd managed to achieve the impossible. Somewhat cynically, though, there was little sympathy for the victims of the crime because they were so obviously wealthy.
True, I mean, yeah, it's
But
jewelry
then
store.
The crooks got cocky.
Damn it. Thanks, Resub Joski.
This was the biggest burglary in Britain ever recorded. They got away with £14 million worth of
Ooh,
cash, gold.
not a bad haul.
Officers did not attend the premises when in fact they probably should have done. And for
Commander
that,
Peter Spindler headed the police investigation. From the beginning, the public's sympathy was with the villains. You had a public that seemed to be rooting for the bad guys.
Didn't this get turned into a movie starring Jason Statham?
Undoubtedly, this
I have no fucking
crime
idea.
captured the public's imagination, not just in Britain, but across the world. I think there's something to do with the sort of Hollywood vision of an Ocean's 11 type gang coming together, the Robin Hoods stealing from the rich.
Livingston, we're set.
Livingston, we're set.
There's at least 2 movies made about them.
Dreams,
Wow.
Even straight goer, right? That's why we sell so many crime books. Everyone dreams about.
It's not that impressive, though. The only thing impressive about it is that they're old as
It's
fuck.
fantasy.
Other than that, though, it seems like it was really,
This was
really
a
easy.
heist that seemed so well planned, except for one thing. These old school crims failed to remember they were working in a new age world where just about every square inch of central London is covered with a CCTV camera. So when 75-year-old John Collins cased the joint in his distinctive Mercedes-Benz, not once, not twice, but 5 times, it proved to be a massive error.
Ooh.
they were always going to get caught.
Nice resub, Sir Dan.
These were analog criminals operating in a digital age.
Yeah.
And the new digital detective
They were at a big
is sitting
disadvantage.
down, methodically collecting all this information and starting to work backwards from the scene.
Using CCTV and number plate recognition technology, police traced that white Mercedes to John Collins.
Yeah, they needed a hacker in the group.
Collins led them to Reader, and then the rest of the gang. Cars were bugged, and hidden cameras recorded them all wherever they met.
Oh.
Cafes and pubs, reliving their crime, boasting about it to each other, utterly unaware that everything they said they were saying to Peter Spindler's detectives.
They use Audacity? You're telling me the detectives in Britain use a free audio program?
Where we're filming in the pub, and our officers have got so close to them that you can actually see them demonstrating how they did it. It's fantastic.
Thank you to give subs Meat Baby
from
and the
our
resub
perspective,
Christ on a
we
pogo
want
stick.
to talk as much as it can.
Not sure, Moff.
We know that because of surveillance, we know that they got together at cafes and pubs, and we know they bragged and bragged loudly.
Yeah. When you get to that age, what's the use of doing something really good if no one knows about it? What's the use? You see, it's there. You've done the biggest one ever. What's the use of doing the biggest one ever if you can't tell no one about it? They don't just
True,
want to be
what a
a
waste.
thief. They want to be the one who everyone knows is the best thief.
And they were celebrating. They were saying it's the biggest blag ever. We've done very well, aren't we, the boys?
Alright, that's probably enough. I don't really feel like finishing it. They all get caught except for Basil. Good for them, though. They were old and they said, fuck it. We're old. Let's steal some money. Yeah, Basil really did carry the team. Though he did fuck up by leaving the CCTV cameras on. When that was like his main job. It's just they never caught him. So I don't know what happened. He probably just left Britain. Scariest bridge in America? This one? The #1 result? Actually, hold on, before I forget though. Let me see what No Johns is. Oh, I saw this. I saw this on Twitter. I do recognize that.
This may be the scariest bridge in America. What makes it so terrifying to cross?
Disagreed. No jump
First off,
scares.
it's really high, nearly 200 feet in
Thanks for
spots,
your sub, Wingnut.
and it's 4.3 miles long from end to end. For some motorists, getting behind the wheel and driving across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge in Maryland is simply out of the question.
What happened was I suffered a major panic attack. My peripheral vision went black. I thought I was going to pass out into oncoming traffic.
Carolyn Casey is so afraid, she actually hires a guy to do the driving for her.
Oh, what?
For $25, Bay Bridge Driveovers takes Carolyn in her own car over the bridge.
That sounds awfully risky.
I went along for the ride. Alex Robinson owns the company, and business is booming.
And I'll just meet you there at 7 o'clock.
How many times a day do you do this, Alex?
Today, this is number 19.
This is 19?
Holy shit.
Carolyn, what is it about coming across this bridge? Like,
I just want him to stop looking at you in the rearview mirror.
even in the passenger seat, Carolyn is
Why?
still apprehensive. All she can think about are images like the bridge collapse in Minnesota in 2007, or footage of drivers crossing the Bay Bridge in weather that can change on a dime. Is this okay for you going across this bridge?
I mean, it's just a bridge,
as slow as
right?
we're going with traffic, or
Yeah, it's not great, no.
it's not great?
I mean, bridges can absolutely be scary,
What is it about
though.
the design of
Sure.
this bridge, do you think, that freaks so many
It's like
people out?
functionally obsolete. Look at it. There's no
True.
emergency pull off.
Those barricades are only about
True.
It's right, a truck went over it.
And it's not just women using the service. Jay Gaskin has to commute across the bridge every day
Yeah, I
to get
believe
to
that,
work.
Kai Sam.
He's a brawny guy who operates heavy equipment, but he's been to psychiatrists to deal with his fear of crossing
Really,
the
Thomas?
bridge.
Okay.
Tried to hypnotize me, but
And it doesn't work for you?
no, it does not work whatsoever.
And
Yeah,
he
that's
can't get out
hypnotism
of his
for you.
head the image from 1940 of a bridge in Tacoma, Washington, literally blowing in the wind and then crashing to the water below.
Fuck, that looks nuts.
Yeah, that video, the old school video.
Robinson says he's driven across the bridge thousands of times on behalf of his clients. He sees himself as a therapist and always
AirPods.
tries to keep the conversation away from the dreaded bridge.
We don't talk about the bridge, Les.
We just made it across the bridge. How do you feel?
Much better.
Is that the only way to get there? Like, there's not like another less scary bridge? Nice. Passenger seat equals safe. Yeah, everyone knows that when you're on a bridge, the passenger seat's the safest one to be in. There is about 50 miles away. Top 10 Satans. Did I read that correctly? No, I did not read that correctly. Top 10 mythical creatures. I don't know where I saw Satan. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. Exit Prime Chevy.
Can a creature be considered mythological if someone has some proof of its existence? Can we consider the footage you're about to see concrete evidence of the existence of these creatures? Well, you tell us as we take a look at 10 mythical creatures caught on camera. Number 1 is what I think is the most compelling footage that we have, so stand by for that one.
I believe it, got
With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is a mythical monster whose impact can be traced around the world. One of the first references to this legendary creature was found in the 1500s, though it is suspected that the Boogeyman has existed for much longer than this. It is thought that the Boogeyman was originally a reference for mischievous creatures called hobgoblins. Throughout much of
Really?
Europe,
That's kinda
hobgoblins are actually
cute.
quite friendly or limited to lighthearted pranks, but there are tales of hobgoblins who were much viler in nature. These creatures were said to torment humans, sometimes to the point of frightening a person to death. The videos you see are what people claim to be proof of boogeymen. In one of these clips, one of then President
What?
Obama's security detail was filmed while his face was morphing into something more demonic. Is the
It's not
boogeyman
more.
real?
What are you talking about?
Before we move
It's just a
on,
bald
I've got
guy.
a little challenge for you that'll take 5
Wait,
seconds
what?
to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, I
and hit
mean,
the
maybe they
notification
caught
bell.
Agent 47 at most.
Nah.
But definitely not the Boogeyman.
The Yeti. The Yeti, once better known as the Abominable Snowman, is a mysterious bipedal creature said to live in the mountains of Asia. It sometimes leaves tracks in snow, but is
That
also
was from
said
the
to live
Mummy.
below the Himalayan
Tomb of the
snow.
Dragon Emperor, the
Despite
worst
dozens
one.
of expeditions into the remote mountain regions of Russia, China, and Nepal, the existence of the Yeti remains unproven. The Yeti is said to be muscular, covered with dark grayish or reddish brown hair,
Hey, there's a
and weigh
pixel.
between 200 and 400 pounds. It is relatively short compared to North America's Bigfoot, averaging about 6 feet in height.
Just show me the
Though this is the most
footage.
common form, reported Yetis have come in a variety of shapes. Nepalese seem to have a firm belief of the existence of this creature. Furthermore, they say that they even have proof. In the video, we can see something hairy kept in a glass box. This box is kept in a small monastery in Nepal, and its keepers believe that this is the scalp of an actual Yeti. Many people travel long distances just to see this bizarre artifact. Whether it's real or not remains an unanswered question.
No, I'm sure it's been
Number
answered. It's not a
8.
Yeti scalp. This is underwhelming. It takes too long to show me the goofy footage. Easy, frugal, 3-ingredient dinner. Is that Extreme Cheapskates? Because that show is fake. Money Mom?
Hello
everybody, this is Money Mom.
Oh, it's been a
Welcome back
while.
to the channel.
I remember her.
Today I'm here with you to show you a 3-ingredient meatloaf that's actually really delicious.
Oh,
I'm
I
here
bet
about
it is.
frugality. I know many people are tightening their
There's
belt,
some
so I
stylo
figured
and
if I'm going to
Z-Fix.
do some recipes, I'm going to want to do recipes that are 4 ingredients or perhaps 3 ingredients or less. And this one I've actually tried, so you may have many of these ingredients at home. That is why I chose it. Let me tell you the 3 ingredients.
She
A
can
can
actually
of
cook
chili
though. It's
with
not
beans,
bad cooking.
Or you may choose without beans. If you don't,
Like, let me show you.
all about living the abundant life. One of the things I love about her is she's wonderful. to
Maybe,
her
well,
mom.
this
She has her
meatloaf
mom.
didn't come out looking picturesque, but I'm sure it's not bad either. It's, oh, fuck, yeah, no, maybe she just had like a hot streak and then maybe missed on the easy frugal meatloaf here. It's definitely not the worst meatloaf I've ever seen, but it does definitely look like a loaf of literal shit.
Freeze some of it. So I'm just using this because many of us have canned food in our home. Some of us don't, but some of us do. So if you do, feel free to use a can of chili with or without beans. A
What went
pound
wrong?
of ground I'm going to do full meatloaf pan that I absolutely love. This way you
Is the
can
chili that
buy
fucked it?
little cheaper quality out of the pan. And what's wonderful is all of the grease goes into the bottom of the pan, and it really helps rather than having all of that grease on top of the meatloaf. So what I'm going to do is, while off camera, so you don't have to hear the loud mixer, because this mixer is quite loud, he'll reef.
Yeah, doesn't look great, but she usually knows what she's doing. Thanks for some Flunty. Let me fill up my water real quick. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I'm back. See, that was quick. Thanks, Risa Blessa. I've watched every single one of those already, Seenan. Unless that's a new one from him. Redditor stuck in a cult. This? I'm assuming it's just various Reddit posts that they read. I'm sure it's real. Thanks to Tier 1 Boke.
This video is sponsored by Vikings War of Clans. Viking made a post on the Confession subreddit. In the post, he details that he is a 19-year-old kid that was raised in a cult. He explains the situation that led him to feel very lonely and empty. Furthermore, he says that his job is to sell things online for his family,
okay, maybe seen him.
And if he's caught browsing Reddit or whatever else, then he'll be beaten. His mother checks his search history nightly, but apparently they aren't too tech-savvy, so they don't know that he can just use incognito mode. Claiming that his account's asking where to buy hyssop plant oil. Then the rest of these posts are okay that he has said.
Okay, this looks like shit. It's just literal random Reddit posts. I'll pass. Muscle Man plays Fortnite. That sounds awful, sure. Oh, he's actually just doing an impression, huh? I don't think I can bring myself to watch that. Is the prime flower? The Island of Dr. Moreau, the most disastrous movie ever made. I've never heard of the movie. Is it good?
Is the most outrageous spectacle I have ever witnessed.
You know, making a movie is a pretty complicated business when you think about it. Like a car engine, a whole bunch of different components have to work in harmony to produce the desired results. And just like a car engine, especially mine, the potential for fuck-ups and breakdowns is never far away. Whether it's studio interference, clashing egos on set, logistical problems, incompetent directors, spiraling budgets, or scripts that
just looking at this movie is making me uncomfortable.
Rewritten on the fly. The possibilities to derail a production are practically endless. But sometimes, just sometimes, all of these different elements manage to join forces into some unholy union of shittiness to wreak absolute havoc on everyone involved. And one film in particular stands above all the rest as the undisputed king of Bullshit Mountain. A movie that will forever live in infamy as one of the most difficult,
not enough. I've never heard of it. I love shit movies.
Unintentionally hilarious disasters ever committed to film. And that movie is The Island of Dr. Moreau. It's legitimately one of the worst
I need to look it up. Let me
I've
see.
ever seen.
I've never heard of this. I have literally heard of every dog shit movie ever made, even movies that no one's ever seen, like Let's Be Evil. And I've never heard this. This must be very old. It's not very old. It's 1996. Which I guess is actually kind of old now, which is really upsetting. Oh, Val Kilmer's in this piece of shit. Wait, Marlon Brando. Okay. I've never heard of this thing.
Seen in my entire life. But in this case, what went on behind the scenes of this film is even more interesting than the turd which made it onto cinemas in 1996. And because I could do with a good old laugh today, I thought it might be interesting to chronicle just how exactly this disaster
I'm not watching it.
unfolded.
I'll watch this review of it.
So grab your pint of tequila and let us journey together into the heart of darkness. The Island of Dr. Moreau is based off a 19th century novel by H.G. Wells about a mad scientist who fuses together humans and animals to create a race of horrifying hybrids that exhibit
kind of like in
the
Spy Kids 2 with
characteristics of
Steve
both,
Buscemi.
but the intellect of neither. Kind of like the women from Dundee.
I don't get the
I've
reference.
had some bad nights there, let me tell you. Anyway, the book eventually came to the attention of a South African director named Richard Stanley, who made it his mission to write and direct a modern movie adaptation. After spending years working on the project, he approached New Line Cinema, who eventually gave him the green light and a hefty budget of $40 million to make it work.
Not
They were even able
bad.
to get legendary actor Marlon Brando on board, mostly because his career was on the downturn and he needed a paycheck. Those Krispy Kremes aren't going to pay for themselves, you know. Bringing him in would prove to be both the best and worst decision that New Line ever made. See, being able to say that you've starred in a movie opposite Marlon Brando is a pretty fucking cool thing to put on your resume.
That would
By
be
the
pretty cool.
mid-90s, it was pretty obvious that particular window of opportunity was closing rapidly.
Man,
As
the
a result,
costuming, it reminds me of Sexy Beasts on A&E, where they put people into, like, the most weird costumes imaginable. Like, this one's like some kind of weird fucking Hills Have Eyes, Kid Rock kind of thing going on. Good lord.
pretty obvious that particular window of opportunity was closing rapidly. As a result, Bruce Willis and
Thanks for
James
some
Woods
credits
both
and
signed
tests.
on for the movie. Nice one, chaps. But that's when shit started to go wrong. Willis's marriage to Demi Moore was falling apart, forcing him to
Aw.
drop out so he could start a messy divorce. His replacement was none other than Val Kilmer, who
Val
already had a
Kilmer.
reputation for being one of the biggest assholes in Hollywood,
I
and
didn't
would
know
go on
that.
to cement that legacy with his behavior on this film. In fact, his dickishness on set reached such levels that this movie basically derailed his entire career. The other big problem was that Kilmer
Well,
was only willing to do the bare
true.
minimum in terms of shooting days, which forced Stanley to recast him as a supporting character and fire James Woods to make way for him. With no other big names willing to get involved, Rob Morrow was hastily
I don't know who
recast
that
in
is.
the main role. But drinker, you pugnacious pugilist of prose, I hear you say. This is nothing new. Movies often go through last-minute casting changes, and sometimes it works out for the best. What's the big deal this time? Well, my sadly optimistic friend, this shit's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
sound
real problems
shitty yet.
began once the cameras started rolling. Just as filming kicked off in the Australian jungle, Marlon Brando's daughter suddenly passed away, forcing him to abandon
rough.
the shoot to go away and deal with it. With no clue about when or even if he would come back,
There's some
the
metal
only
crew.
option was to start shooting the scenes he wasn't in and just hope for the best. That's when Val Kilmer found out that his wife was divorcing him when she announced
rough.
it on a fucking TV interview. Naturally,
That is a cool
Kilmer
way of
wanted
doing
to
it.
Get the fuck out of there, but the studio refused to release him from his contract, which left him stuck in a kind of cinematic purgatory until the film was finished. Now, a different
helps
man
keep his
might have
mind off
handled
of
this
things, though, to
development
be
with
fair.
dignity and professionalism, stoically doing his job and fulfilling his obligations no matter the personal difficulties. Val Kilmer, however, was not such a man. Instead, he immediately began causing problems on set, showing up late every day, refusing to learn his
There's
lines,
your tier 1
bullying
guapo.
and abusing the cast and crew around him, and clashing with the director over basically every decision. Meanwhile, tropical storms hammered the entire area, damaging the sets and forcing more delays while they were repaired.
Well, they could definitely have
Studio
filmed
were
that for the
getting pretty
movie, I'm
nervous
sure.
about all this, and Stanley's tactic of refusing
Coulda
to
used
take
it.
their calls or give them any kind of clue about what was happening didn't exactly help the situation. Needless to say, the atmosphere quickly became more toxic than a Reddit political thread, and morale deteriorated to the point where Rob Morrow broke down in tears and
I
begged
still don't know
the
who that
studio
is.
to release him from his contract.
Maybe he's just a very
While we were
sensitive
at
guy.
it, they also decided to release the director from a movie that was rapidly spiraling out of control. His reaction was something along the lines of, "Okay, fuck you then." In retaliation,
Is that actually what the
he shredded
director
all
looks
the-
like? Well, I need to look up the director now. I feel like this would have been a big director with this kind of crew, but I've never seen that guy in my life. I'd remember him. Richard Stanley. What has he made? He's still wearing that cowboy hat. He looks like a stripper you'd hire. What's he got in his resume? Having a hard time loading. There we go. He recently directed Color Out of Space. Looks like a pretty trippy thing. A secluded farm is struck by a meteorite. Dope. So his career's still booming?
His production notes, scripts, and every important document that he could get his hands on. Then he promptly lost his mind, suffered a complete mental breakdown, and vanished into the Australian jungle. Okay. But what makes this thing even more awesome is that he was eventually able to sneak back on set as an extra, disguised in heavy makeup, so that he could spy on the production he'd been forced out of. He even blagged his way into the rap party, just so that he could tell Val Kilmer what a shithead he'd been. What's a legend? He wasn't the only one to leave either. Fairuza Balk, the lead actress, decided she'd had enough of this shit and tried to make a run for it, only to be caught at the airport in Sydney and forced to go back to the set.
How do they force her to go back?
Prisoner of war camps are easier to escape from than this movie. Anyway, with tens of millions of dollars wasted and nothing of value accomplished, John Frankenheimer was eventually brought in as a replacement director on the agreement that he got complete control and a 3-picture deal of his own. Basically, he didn't give a shit about this film, but it was a chance to get his own projects off the ground and work with Marlon Brando, so he was like, yeah, whatever. Speaking of which, when Brando eventually showed up again, he immediately went to war with Val Kilmer. See, it turns out that having two awkward, prickly, self-absorbed assholes that are difficult to work with, starring opposite each other, isn't a recipe for success. It would be like trying to make a movie today starring two Brie Larsons. They quickly came to hate each other and did everything in their power to fuck each other over and sabotage the movie. Kilmer because he was locked into a contract he desperately wanted out of.
Does he do anything anymore, Val Kilmer?
He actually just get paid no matter how little work he actually did. They were so fucking petty that neither man was willing to leave his makeup trailer before the other, leaving the cast and crew waiting for hours in the searing tropical heat for them to show up. Nice work, you dicks. Frankenheimer hated Kilmer so much that as soon as he'd filmed his last scene, he brought in security men to escort him off set, told him to fuck off and never come near him again. Brando, meanwhile, couldn't be arsed learning his lines and relied on a concealed microphone to get him through his scenes, which was just fine until it started picking up transmissions on local police frequencies. He gave so little of a shit that he'd actually just repeat them as if they were lines from the script.
That's fucking awesome.
He also came up with the genius idea for his character to wear an ice bucket on his head because it was hot and he was morbidly obese. And because everyone was scared he'd quit the movie if they challenged him, there it stayed, in all its glory, an eternal monument to one man's bloated vanity and hubris. At the other end of the spectrum, the world's
so fucking
smallest
cool.
man
It sounds like he
even
made
got
the movie
some
better.
reaction.
Good for him.
Because Marlon Brando had become kind of obsessed with him for some reason, he demanded that he got more screen time, forcing them to come up with random scenes like this
Maddie
to
and
give
there's
him
some
something
substance,
to do.
Chillowisp.
The power quickly went to his head though, and he repeatedly harassed and propositioned female extras through the use of his interpreter, who also happened to be his sister. It's not often that the drinker is left speechless by something, but there you go. This movie must have been fucking wild, man. Anyway, production eventually
Do I know about the
dragged
Fast
on
and
for
Furious
6
contracts?
agonizing months. Just imagine that for a moment if you can. 6 months stuck in the middle of the Australian jungle with a bunch of people who hate each other and are actively working to prevent the project from getting finished. Cast and crew became increasingly mutinous.
I didn't want to
as the
watch
months
this movie
dragged
now.
on. People walked off
But I think it'll be
set
fucking
and never
boring.
returned, and the survivors ended up having wild drug and alcohol-fueled orgies in the jungle at night to pass the time. Like, imagine if this was your first experience of the movie industry. You show up on set, all excited and enthusiastic for your first job, only to find yourself facing...
This seems like it's getting into dangerous territory there. I haven't seen the movie, but I don't want to take the chance either. Seems like a classic, though. So does Val Kilmer really not do anything anymore? I assumed I just don't watch his movies. But it looks like he genuinely doesn't do anything anymore. Well, he's in the new Top Gun. Seems like he's doing just fine. Thanks for some young monsters. Spotify's most streamed songs, each song length is too short for DMCA. That is not how DMCA works. It doesn't matter how long. Oh, I see. The movie traumatized you as a kid. Yeah, it looks pretty fucking weird. The costuming looks really goofy. Buzkashi. It's the greatest sport to ever exist. Sounds like a bold claim. The sport that uses dead goats as the ball. Yeah, probably can't watch that on Twitch. Wouldn't really want to either. Sounds fucking weird. Is it Brian Inhelm? Cooking eggs in the microwave by Cali Muscle. Cali Muscle's kind of cool. Where's he at? Let's go, Cali.
Oh, you feeling me? Yeah, so what's up with it, y'all? So every morning before
Oh, Jesus. Thank you for the fucking fat 100 silent sniper. Thank you for the generosity. God damn. Fuck yeah, thank you.
Push-ups like I'm in prison every morning. Before I eat. That's one of my secrets. If y'all want to get jacked, you know, I just every so often I feel the need. I have to be truthful with you guys. You know, so I give you.
You even got the fireplace lit. This is so sensual.
I can't give it all at once. So y'all gotta stay with me for the rest of your life. I give you piece by piece, so you can be great too. You see what I'm saying? So I do that, and I do about 200 curls. So each arm. Hold on, my rib.
Oh, resistance band curls.
Muscle bands, go get a muscleband.com. But today's video, I'm gonna teach y'all how to
Fucking
cook
turbo
eggs
speed.
real
Okay,
fast.
okay.
Well, it's all I do when y'all wanna go. See what I'm saying? Your grandmama ain't there, your auntie, your mama, your sister can't cook for you. Learn how to cook for yourself. You wouldn't be jacked, nigga. Come on, walk with me. Yeah. Mac Truck ain't got shit on me, nigga. You can have a whole motherfucking clan, nigga. I'm teaching them how to cook.
He's always out of breath.
See what I'm saying? Youngsters ain't got time. 2 minutes or better. That's all they want.
For as long as I've known Cali Muscle, he's always been like out of breath.
My people egg whites. They sent your boy what they sent me. Oh, they new flavors. Chocolate.
Oh, of course, Rip, of course.
Same complexion. That's dope.
Love that belief
You
team.
24 was there. They must have checked out my color profile and did the color.
Mmm, yummy.
Bruh. Shit, nigga. They talking about Cali Muscle lost his gaze. This is pussy boy.
What does Cali Muscle look like now? I haven't checked in a long time. I bet he's just as big. He looks even bigger.
Oh, is that been organic? I got me to show for it, boy. Is that Mr. Organic? Boy, yeah, we finna clean boy, back here. I'm a little drunk. I'm a little drunk on the 405 right now.
Look at his lip.
His veins are always so wacky. Like, look at that. That looks like an actual spaghetti noodle. Like a wet noodle. This looks like fuck, what is it? Ah, like those little lightning bolts like the action lines you draw as a kid to represent like a hit or something. God, his veins are nuts.
Viral video saying that.
Thanks to Tier 1 Silent Sniper, and thank you again for the big drop. Imagine his dick. His dick veins must be so fucking cool. Like, he probably has like dick veins that look like other dicks coming out of it. I bet it looks wild. I'm definitely not doing that, Laser. I'm not taking the chance. They can risk it if they want. I'm not gonna risk it. I also don't care about Spotify's most streamed songs either. Why you could go to prison if your sausage doesn't work? What does that mean?
Bonjour et bienvenue sur 42. Today's video is sponsored by Babbel, the #1 language learning app towards being in charge of everything. And that's all true. But it's easy to forget, life wasn't exactly a picnic for men either. Sure, they got to have jobs and go hunting and all that sort of thing, but they also faced a lot of pressure.
How to
And when I
sink
say
a nail
pressure,
in
I'm not
one
talking
hit.
about your regular run-of-the-mill,
Let me try. Let me see what this is about first.
on the table kind of thing. No, I'm talking about pressure of a rather more sensitive variety. You see, in the Middle Ages, if a woman felt her husband wasn't upholding his end of the bedroom-based bargain in their relationship, he was in for a world of trouble. Now sure, when faced with her husband's malfunctioning manhood, a
Wow, you could
medieval
actually
mistress might simply
sue
have patted him
for
reassuringly
shitty
on the
dick?
back and told him not to worry.
That's pretty
and that
cool.
this kind of thing happens to everyone. She might have even headed over to the local witch or healer and asked
Nice.
for the
I also don't really care about the history lesson. I kind of see where it's going. I need like some visual stuff, not just to be told the bedtime story of the man whose cock doesn't get up. Flying dildo. Can't watch that on stream for obvious reasons. Well, thanks for the bits, Jay. Sorry to hear you lost your shit. We ever finish a video? Finish most of them when they're good and don't drag. I mean, we just finished the one with the well, we didn't finish the Moreau one because it started to show like some questionable Twitch shit. I'm not taking the chance. Is the resub Judas? Well, I'm definitely not watching that. Niner. Sounds very sweet though. No, it didn't though. They had like 2 furries making out. What the fuck are you talking about? This must be your first time on Twitch. Mom says son claims he's a cyborg. That's a classic. That was huge on Dr. Phil. Thanks for sub Milkman. Maybe Forged in Fire later. Iceberg videos, there's a lot. There's the Prime Cocoa. Fried bologna sandwich. Sure. These haven't been like shitty cooking shitty cooking recipes though. They've just been like school lunches. I only really like bad cooking. Is the Prime Smoke and resub Mooster.
Hey everyone, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Now, all you probably are having the pizza and the wings.
This is Ray William
I'm
Johnson.
making something a little bit different for myself. Let's check it out.
Let's run it.
I'm making the fried bologna sandwich with cheese.
Alright. Can you fry bologna? Isn't it a lunch meat?
My bologna frying. Gonna lay down my cheese.
Okay,
Really quick sandwich to
okay.
make, during halftime or any time. It's a great sandwich.
Looks like it's going pretty
Now I'm gonna
well
crack
so
my
far.
egg.
Oh, the one-handed, well, well, not perfect, but it gets the job done. Honestly, this looks pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had bologna since I was a child.
Alright. We're gonna let this puppy cook. You can see the eggs already cooking quick. Cause I had my pan nice and hot. Oh, starting to stick a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like literally everything is sticking.
Might be the scrambled fried egg sandwich.
I don't even think we're gonna get a sandwich out of this, bro. It's just gonna be fucking, like, dust in the pan.
Yep, it's Super Bowl Sunday, but we got a lot of snow out. So, you know, instead of trying to get out there and you know, fight your way to get your wings or your pizza, do something home. Make something quick and easy.
I have no doubt he didn't oil or butter this pan. But I respect it. It's going to be even better for it.
I kind of kiboshed this because I should have done it. I did it backwards. But it's still going to be a great sandwich.
It does look good. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's get it.
So how's everybody on the Super Bowl Sunday? Good?
Feeling great, actually, Jay. I've got a good feeling about the Super Bowl.
All right. Oh, yeah.
That's not burnt, it's flavor blasted.
So, as my eggs are cooking with my bologna and my cheese, I got my bun ready. Basic bun tonight. So,
it came out really well, all things considered. All right.
I bet you guys are going, man, I wish I had that sandwich instead of this pizza and wings. I need that sandwich.
That is what I am saying right now. Yeah. It's pretty beautiful.
All right, guys, just a quick tip from the kitchen, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jay. Well, I'll have to try that myself, I think. What else are you whipping up, Jay? Oh, he's very active. It doesn't look like he does much cooking anymore, though. He's gone to quite a few weddings, though. It's mainly food reviews now. He seems sweet. He's a tier 1 Iodori Dori. Ball size? I'm not sure. I like eggs, yeah. Thanks to the resub, Matthew, Mocha, and Kawaso. Shattered Dead. I don't know what that one is, but I do have a shitty movie queued up that I haven't seen yet, and it's a Steven Seagal film, so I'm really upset with myself for having missed it. It's a Kill Switch. So I need to watch this pretty soon. What really sold me on it is this. Not this video. I just want to see the clip. Here it is. Wait, what? Why is it identified as offensive? Because it's Steven Seagal? What the fuck was it called again? Should be fine.
All right, bitch, assume the position. You're under arrest. Get up against the wall and give me a hand. Fuck you!
It's so fucking high octane.
Oh, hell no. Storm? I think I dropped something. You see anything on the street down there?
Yeah, so that really made me want to watch it. So I'm gonna probably watch that in the next couple days before I forget. I love Steven Seagal. I think he's the best action actor we've ever had. And it's a shame he's not in more movies. He should have absolutely been the villain in the newest Fast and Furious movie. He would have been great. Thanks to Tier 1 Big Nick. Pothole Vigilantes. Seen it. He's too busy selling fake martial arts. Don't you ever call his form of Aikido fake. You just haven't transcended yet. You can't wrap your head around it. You don't know what a real weapon looks like. Minecraft's most wanted shitter. What does that mean? What? Most wanted shitter. Thanks to resub King Sky. Romantic dinner number 1. Oh, Cooking with Jack. We've seen this. It's a classic. Classic Jack. Thanks to give sub Thule and the resub Paris. And the resub Christine. When does he fight Jake Paul? Who? Steven Seagal? Jake Paul is way too fucking afraid to fight a real man like Steven Seagal. It'll never happen. No dramatize me tonight. Thanks for the gift sub, DJ. Have you seen Implement's Nintendo video? Well, he's... Which one? Which one? Doesn't he have 2? Yeah. Robert Dyer Mountain, what? Do Baja Flash review? Yeah. Would you ever do Hot Ones? Sure. The Wizard of Oz video from Implement was nutty. That was so fucking wild. Thanks to the resub, Dilly Willy. Where are the supermodels? Oh, they're all over the chat. You'll find a lot of them in here. The day of the life of a Japanese farmer. That doesn't sound very interesting. I wouldn't get fucked up in Hot Ones. Their hot sauce is weak. I already went through all of it, didn't feel a thing. Hot sauce just doesn't work. It's a scam. I'm just immune to it. Thanks to the resub Z-Link. Thanks to the resub Undead Chan. We already watched that Dubai video. That was pretty interesting. Thanks to resub Mitchie. Did you hear about the Twitter drama with Arcadum? No, what's the drama? Probably something silly. Top 10 loaves of bread. Okay, wait a minute. I got my attention. Jesus. Oh, it's from raccoon eggs. Nice.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel.
His triumphant
Today we're gonna be counting
return.
down the top 10 loaves of bread. Number 10, Wonder Bread. Coming in at number 10, this is a good loaf of white bread. You got a good crust.
Agreed. Fuck yeah. Here's the Prime Panther. Electricians Championship. Seen it. It's pretty cool. This is the one where they have, yep, they have the little skeleton houses and they just wire them. It's more fun conceptually than it is to watch.
I'll be for whatever size of drywall you're going to be using later on.
There's a tier 1, not sad, but sad. Charlie's seen everything on YouTube? Oh no, there's plenty I haven't seen.
And JATC stands for Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee. And okay, so we have Captain still nailing on outlet boxes, and Patrick is nailing on that light. You see it has.
He's really going in on that wiring over there.
One rafter to
the infrastructure's looking good.
And now we have Jeremy.
I already know about Jeremy DeWitt. Top 10 MMA knockouts. Okay. I'm really recommending sports highlights now. No, I can't say I've seen that. Thule. Thanks for resub, Searman. We watched that supercar dumped in Dubai mystery. Watched a lot of Dubai last time, actually. It was pretty eye-opening. Dubai sounds like shit. They have fucking poop trucks. Because there's no, like, sewage or septic system or anything. So they have fucking trucks of shit. Thanks for resub, Tango down. Tom Robinson rocket launcher. This? Is it a skit or is it like an actual invention? I bet it's a skit. It's a skit.
Hey! Oh, hey! Check this out! Traditional rods make you look like a bitch, but the rocket launcher fishing rod makes you look and feel like a hard ass, making fishing fun again. It's even easy to use. Just cock it, aim it, and push a button. Catching tons of fish is simple. Check it out. The patented multi-hook lure can snag up to 8 aquatic creatures in just one shot. Let's see a traditional pole do that. Here's radio personality.
Nice. Sure, I'll watch Jeremy Clarkson's first yeet, I suppose. Is that what it was? I can't say I'm super excited about it, but sure.
You can kick it. You can even douse it in acid. Ooh, eat. Eat. Ooh.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. Thanks to the Prime Shred and the resub Innsmouth. Hope you've been doing well, Tango. Can't click links, so Bellis, I'll just look it up after stream. Now, if you hit us with a D's Nutties, like, then I'd probably be a little more interested. Grayson Necruckman. Okay. This. He's fucking feeling it. Ooh, that does sound rough then, Peter. I'll have to look it up. Not quite my tempo. Tier 1, just Esma. This makes me want to watch something scary. What's Crypt TV got? Alright, let's take a peek. Everything you need to know about American Horror Stories. But it's dog shit. Like, I mean, what else do you need to know? I love it. This season of American Horror Story has been a really good one. There hasn't even accidentally been something good for even a split second. If you like bad TV, fucking watch American Horror Story. It's so cool. Look up shit and ass. Okay, give me a second. Let me look at this first. Is there anything interesting here? A woman in the book. What we're dying to see, why we're dying to see American Horror Stories. I mean, to be honest, I look forward to watching American Horror Stories all the fucking time. It is a great bad show. Unfortunately, it looks like they only do sponsored content now, except for this, but I don't really want to see this one. Oh, thank you for the 2500 bits username. The Prime, ya buns. Redkin to answer that question username. Thank you for that. We haven't checked in on Truly in a long time either.
Today we're going to be...
I identify as Korean now. I'm getting my 6th nose job. We know this guy. This is, don't tell me his name, don't tell me his name. It's, Ollie London. I remember. I remember when he, was just a huge Jimin fan stalker. And I've seen on Twitter, I've kept up with some updates, he's undergone multiple surgeries to look Korean. And, yeah, it's pretty awful, really. Why nipples? What? Why? What was the point of that? That must have just been like a package deal. The fucking surgeon was like, yeah, if you give me an extra 15K, I'll just do your nipples too. He's like, fuck it. Run it. Are Jimin's nipples even public? Let me look this up. Jimin nipples. Jimin's got nipples! Holy fuck! That's big. No, that's big. I see why I got his nipples done now. Alright. Now it all makes sense. I don't know, actually, they might have actually got that right on the nose. Jimin nipples, Ollie nipple. That might have been worth the $50,000. Like, if I was to zoom in here on both nipples, I wouldn't know if it was Jimin or Ollie. It's a tough call. Tough call to make. I don't think it's worth the redo. He's trying to take a mulligan on it, but I just don't think it's worth it. Ollie, just run with those nipples. Rogan's nipples, while we're on the subject, before we get the grand reveal here. Check out Joe Rogan's nipples. I was looking at these bad boys the other day. They're fucking nuts. Joe Rogan's got some crazy fucking milkers on him. Look at these bad boys. I've never seen nipples that look like that. It's like 2 baby fingers. Maybe he should have got surgery to get Joe Rogan nipples instead. Start mixing matching looks. So a little Jimin, a little Joe Rogan. Yeah, fucking cool. But at least he had the Jimin nipples. Wow. Which one's the real Jimin, huh? And then here, like now, you know, Jimin's mom probably wouldn't even be able to recognize him from Ollie. Wow, the transformation is complete. Do you think the doctor, I forgot his name. I don't know, Dr. Evil, whatever the fuck. Do you think he did this on purpose? Like he was just laughing about it? He was like it looks like a nose you'd create in Dark Souls characters creator. He had to have done this on purpose, like with a big smile on his face. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this guy's day up. Thanks to resub Carbon and Female. No, I have not seen that Casual. Don't know if I can watch that though. You know, as long as Ollie's happy, that's what matters. Though I will say, getting closer and closer to looking more like Ellen with every surgery. Like, getting really close, actually. Nice. My 8.5 million fans mistake me for Scarlett Johansson. To be fair, looks a lot like Scarlett Johansson in this thumbnail. Which one's Kate? This one's Kate, right? But is this her doing cosplay, or is this actually what Scarlett Johansson looks like? Now I don't know. I'm getting fucking lost. So I know this is Kate. Is this Scarlett Johansson? Or are they both her? This is also Kate? Holy shit. What else we got? Teen born with giant hands. Those are some very big hands. I went from pastor to adult model. That sounds about right. Thanks to resub Noodle Man. Smash tourney went really well. Moist Esports got 2 into the top 8. Both of our players made it to top 8. I've had 13 boob ops in 2 years. Cool. Yeah, we're all caught up then. What was the other one? Wizard of Odd? Oh, I Wonder. I keep forgetting they changed their name. They don't really post much anymore. There's a Prime Mini Mac. There's a resub Jam It Up. I wonder why? Yeah, I don't know. They used to have a collection of some really cool shit. How about some current affair? They've been on a cold streak recently. They haven't had anything too interesting. But I'll take a peek. We'll see what's going on over here in the Down Under. Whew. Exit Prime Mima. Yeah. Mainly just vaccine and virus stuff. When was the last time you went to one of them water zoos? I don't even know what you're referring to. The washing machine man. Oh, yeah. That guy. Oh, let's see what Guinness World Records is up to. Extreme speed cubing. Vegan speed eater eats banana without hands.
Ah! Whew!
I'm ready.
Okay.
Thanks to resub, he's dirty.
So I've got to open the banana as well, and peel it without using my hands. Current record is 48 seconds.
Go, go, go.
Oh, he's really
I'm
getting
Mike
there.
Jack from London, Ontario, Canada, and I am a vegan speed eater.
All
I'm
right.
vegan because I see all animals as being equal. You know, a lot of people like dogs and cats, but they don't really have that connection that I have with with cows and pigs. I've gone to farm sanctuaries before.
Whoa!
I've met, the nicest pigs, the cutest cows, some cute turkeys, and yeah.
He doesn't
bonded
eat very
by a cow,
fast.
so I don't want to eat my pals.
He eats at like a moderate pace at best.
How does it feel to get a world record?
It feels good. I have the records for.
Is this like a skit or something?
3 ghost peppers. Most ghost peppers eaten in a minute.
That's it.
Most ghost peppers eaten in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Fastest time to eat 3 Carolina Reaper peppers.
Okay, this is really impressive now. If this is all true.
12, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I take on food challenges because I think they're super fun.
I don't know about that. That sounds way too, like, serious. Thick. Yeah, I think these are fake. Like the spice ones I think are fake.
I wear a headband because I consider speed eating, competitive eating, and chili eating sports. And so I want to dress like I'm participating in a sport, so I wear kind of a tank top, so in case I get all sweaty while I'm eating all those peppers.
Well, that was impressive. Lowest limbo roller skating. What? Whoa! That was like a video game glitch when the walk cycle goes all fucked up. Holy shit. What the fuck? That's crazy. Surely this can't be very competitive, right? She has to be like the only one. Nope, immediately proven wrong. Exit Prime, C. Brad. Like there's literally no way to get lower. So the only thing you can do is be faster. Or go longer. Bring her to Moist Esports. We'll have Smash players, Guilty Gear players, and roller skating limbo athletes. Now a man do it? I would be curious how a man would perform in this. Just fucking balls, dick and balls dragging on the ground. The 2 gift subs, he's dirty. That was so much cooler than the title led me to believe. Best of Japan. Thanks, Resub Infinity. We saw that guy. Oh, the robot's super cool. I saw that recently. Sign spinning sounds pretty nice. What? 2020 free throws in a row? Wait, what? Oh, I need to look that up. I thought it only made a couple. No. 2020 in a row. That's actually fucking nuts. Oh, the gamer grandma was so wholesome. We've seen all of these. There's no new ones here. Exit Prime, Bird Rose. I figured there'd be some new ones here in the compilation, though. Okay, let's see. Let's look for some new ones. Yeah, I know it is the best of, but I figured there'd just be a couple new ones that they didn't post. Can she run 100 miles in under 22 hours? Seems like a tall order. Brothers balance on each other's heads.
This is the record for the fastest time to go down and go up 10 stairs, balancing
I think they
on the
can do
head
it.
whilst blindfolded.
Holy shit.
Attenzione. Ovviamente non si devono più reggere una volta che uno si è messo sulla testa dell'altro, dovranno aprire le braccia, guardate. Impossibile.
Nice. Oh, she's 100 years old. Wait, is this the same lady we saw like 2 years ago? It must be. She's still lifting.
My legal name is Edith Elmerway, and I'm about to turn 100. I'm looking forward to that. I did grow up wishing I were Ginger Rogers so I could dance with Fred Astaire. He was my favorite dancer. Always loved to dance. Never quite make it to that category, but always enjoyed the experience.
She's very patient. She's fun. She likes to do things. She plays mahjong. She loved to line dance. She loves parties.
I have this very wonderful friend.
What kind of party was this? What the fuck? There's just like random words behind her. Duck. What could that possibly mean? She's fucking turning up though.
I have this very wonderful friend, Carmen. She learned how to dance and we had a lot of fun.
I met Edith at a recreation center, and I guess at that time she was probably around 68. She was running the place.
I taught everybody who was used to being in the kitchen now knew how to come out of the kitchen and learn how to dance.
I knew from the get-go she was a really active person, and if it weren't for her, the rest of us at the rec center wouldn't have had as much fun as we did.
Carmen thought it might be helpful if she did more exercise.
Is the prime
So
psyche?
she talked me into going with her, and I say that she dragged me kicking and screaming all the way to the gym.
She likes to say that she was dragged into the gym kicking and screaming. She was not. You don't drag her anywhere.
How
And
old
I
is
watched
she?
These ladies and gentlemen picking up their bodies and their arms and their legs, and while I was watching those ladies doing their thing, I thought I might just as well, since I was there, so it shouldn't be a total loss, I might just as well pick up a few bars.
Another
So
potential candidate for
I did.
Moist
And
Esports.
it got to be fun.
And all you have
Wait,
to
that
do
looks like
is
quite a bit of
suggest
weight
any
there. Is that
activity to Edith.
was that a
She's right
25
there.
plate?
Okay, so we didn't know we would be powerlifting, but we got into the gym and one thing led to another. As she looks around, and anybody that's doing anything, she says, let me try that. So that's why she lifts well.
Going on a regular basis, I found that I was enjoying it and I was challenging myself to get a little bit better and a little bit better. Before long, I was part of the team.
Edith kept going because she always keeps going.
I want to
She
know
will
how
not
old
quit.
she is.
And anything that's hard, that makes her more determined. If it's easy, she might get bored. But if it's hard, she's going to do it. Nobody's going to tell her, oh, that's too hard for me.
I was 91 and I started
She's
actually
12,
lifting on a regular basis. I never expected I would be in a competition.
The announcer said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big lift. And this person is 95 years old. And we don't know if she can do it. And everybody's kind of holding their breath. And she bent down and picked it up like it was her purse.
Didn't expect any kind of awards or anything like that.
Perfect
And the first
form.
time I got a
Let's
trophy.
fucking go, Edith.
Oh, that's pretty neat. And everybody gets all excited, and as a
So
performer
wholesome.
and a dancer, applause was always a very important part of my enjoyment.
Because she loves the applause.
No.
And anytime she lifts a weight, people clap.
As long as I could get a little bit of applause, I was happier each time I got more applause and more applause.
When she turns
Once
100, she's just
people
fucking ripped
found
out of her
I was
mind.
in my 90s and I was
She's
doing
mega
all of
dosing
these
creatine.
things. It got to be more noticeable. People got to pay attention a little bit more.
She's about, I'd say, I can't remember for sure, 95. And she deadlifted 150 pounds. She picked it up like it was nothing.
Lift is good for Edith Trainer.
And I got more applause, and on we went. Just give me applause and I'm happy. November we have a big meet. I'm looking forward to that because Bill is getting me ready now to go.
This is one of the
back
most
to
wholesome fucking
lifting
things.
my body and controlling my balance. And he's a wonderful trainer, and a little bit at a time, he's got me working on it. So I'm expecting that in November I will have another trophy with a whole bunch of applause and take it from there.
Our entire family is so honored that my mother is a record holder, and Guinness World Records has given her this honor.
I think in my 90s,
Yeah, Guinness is a fucking
I
scam.
became more aware,
but it does make some people happy,
the
so it's
need
good
that
for that.
people have
You have to fucking pay for the records.
to
It's
be
stupid.
recognized for who they are or what they are or how they are. And it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And I think I survive on that mostly myself.
We have a wide variety of people. They're all seniors. Mostly they're inspired by Edith. They say, look, she's going to be 100 in a few days. She can come in here and work, we can.
Thanks, Resub Goose.
Woman next is give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen. 110 pounds, 97 years young.
Damn, Edith fucking cooking. That's so sweet to see like an update. We watched her, it must have been 2 years ago now. And she is still lifting, still going hard. Love to see that. Here's this goofball, 30,000 Big Macs. We also watched this guy about a year ago. I believe he was still at 30,000 Big Macs. So he hasn't progressed nearly as much as Edith has. But I'll still check in.
I love hamburger like no other food. I have eaten 32,340 Big Macs in my lifetime.
He saves
I'm
each receipt.
closing in on 50 years next year of eating them every day. This is a McDonald's Big Mac. It's the best sandwich in the world. When I like something, I stick with it all the time. My habit right now is just to eat 2 a day, and that would be like 14 a week. The obsession with Big Macs began because, for one thing, my love of hamburger. May 17, 1972 is the day I got my first car. I drove to McDonald's. I ordered my first 3 Big Macs.
Tier 1 Hyper Dark Nova.
And I said
if
right
he misses
there
a day,
that
he
I'm
makes
gonna
up
probably
for
eat
it,
these
if I
the
remember
rest of my
correctly.
life.
So he'll eat
And
3
I threw the
Big
cartons in
Macs
the back
next time.
seat and started counting them from day one. This is 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009,
Yeah, he does,
10,
Tori.
11, 12, 13, and so on. How I keep track of how many Big Macs I've eaten is, for one thing, I save the cartons. Another thing is I save all the receipts, and I also keep a running count on a calendar. I've kept a running count on the calendar since May 17, 1972, right up through today, so I can tell you
Christ.
which Big Macs I ate on which day. This is a McDonald's Big Mac. It's the best sandwich in the world.
Yeah, this shit
As
sucks.
You see here, you've
That's
got your
fucking
Sesame
trash.
seed
Yeah,
bun
that
on the
sucks.
top, first patty, pickles. You have some lettuce.
It's just such a fucking sad looking sandwich. Like it really, I feel so bad for Don. You could have chosen like anything else besides the Big Mac and it would have been better. Like it's just so mediocre. Like maybe back in the 70s it was kind of something special. I could totally see that. But nowadays, Don, like it's not too late to pivot to eating 30,000, I don't know, like actual decent burgers or something. I don't really know, but he likes it. No shot, he's 32. The fuck are you talking? He's eating 32,000 Big Macs. He's not 32. He's in his late 50s or early 60s. I don't remember.
Sauce. And you got your middle bun, second patty, slice of cheese, more lettuce and special sauce, and then the bottom of the bun. And that is your best sandwich in the world. Delicious.
Don Gorski did not tell me about his Big Mac obsession when we first met. I'm not sure it was an obsession quite
Thank you, Tier
then.
1
He ate
Insanes
Big
and
Macs
Resub
every
Portis.
day. As a matter of fact,
And the 2K
sometimes I
Bits
would bring him a
Ninja, thank you
Big
for
Mac,
that.
but I didn't
Really
realize it
appreciate
would
it.
go on forever.
And there's a lot of fun
First
Portis.
Big Mac on May 17, 1972.
Thank you for 5 gift
I was
subs, Cream,
started
and the
out
gift
eating
sub
pretty
pizza.
much
Thank you,
9 a
Cream.
day for quite a while here. I'm not a type of person that tries new stuff, and when I like something, I stick with it all the time. It's like for me, it's Big Macs every day. It's Coca-Cola every day. The stuff that I like is what I
Oh yeah,
I
he
do
has to
every
have the
day,
record
and
for
it's just
Coke
part
too,
of the
I
way
bet.
I am. People that say that Big Macs are unhealthy, I think it depends on the person. I think for most people, if they're unhealthy, it's because they maybe eat too much. For somebody like me, if I eat 2 Big Macs, and that's pretty much all I eat all day, but I like the fries, sure, but you know, that's one of the things where I feel like I could keep from eating and not gain too much weight, you know, so, but the Big Macs I gotta have, so that's my main diet.
So Don comes into the restaurant quite often. Since 1972, he used to come in once a day and order 2 Big Macs. Since he's been retired, I think he figured out he was spending more on gas than he was on sandwiches. So now he picks up 6 at a time and 8 at a time on Mondays and Thursdays. So we get to see him twice a week.
Okay, I probably will be eating Big Macs
super wholesome.
every day
Thank you,
for the
whipped
rest
cream.
of my life. The only exception is that Mary once told me that when it comes to where she's got to put a Big Mac in the blender, that she says it's over for me. But if I eat Big Macs every day, and then when I do go, my boys can write down which Big Mac was the last one I ate, and then they can tell people, oh, this many Big Macs will kill you.
As far as Don's health, the doctor.
He seems like such a nice guy.
Actually,
just fucking obsessed with Big Macs.
Normal. His cholesterol has been exceptionally good.
I've stayed in pretty good shape because, for one thing, I'm kind of hyperactive. I do a lot of walking. I like to joke with people. I tell them I walk around the block usually, but they don't know that it's 6 miles around our block. We have my granddaughter Serena seeing her first Big Mac ever, and this is my granddaughter Anna seeing her first Big Mac ever.
Just puking in the next picture. They didn't like it very much.
And they've given me their McDonald's collections, and you know, just giving me stuff that meant something to them that was McDonald's related, and they wanted me to have it. And so it doesn't matter.
So I think
how
since the
trivial a
last
thing
time we tuned in, he's eaten
McDonald's
2,000
that
more.
people give me, I'm gonna
I
save
think
it
he
for the
just
rest of
hit
my life.
30K when we checked.
Big Macs will always be my favorite food, and it's just like, you know, sometimes people will say, well, what happens if they quit making them? And they aren't going to quit making them. I'm sure this place will probably just stay open for me just to keep making them.
Big
But
Daddy.
I gotta thank my wife for being patient with me all these years, because she doesn't let it bother her, you know. And it's been great being married to her and putting up with all this stuff.
Call him part of the Mick family. If you know a little bit about Don, he's more of a humble servant with a great appetite for a great sandwich.
Thanks for your sub, Hugging in Prime, Bryson. We'll check in again next year. So he will have consumed just shy of what, 800 Big Macs by next year? So he'll be up at the 33K range. That was basically just an ad. I mean, kinda. The dude just loves his fucking Big Macs, man, and he preaches the gospel. I don't think he actually eats anything else. If I remember correctly, we watched a much longer video on Don Gorski. I think the only food he eats is Big Macs. I could be wrong, though. Hey, well, welcome then, Cecil. And thank you for the bits. He said that. No. He said he eats 2 in a day and that's it. But that, I mean, that's obviously subject to change. Like, you would hear that and expect he'd have other things with it. Not just the fries. But if I remember correctly, he quite literally only eats Big Macs in his day. She has the world's largest mouth.
I mean, I like to think, maybe I could be wrong, but like I look semi-normal, like, you know, as I'm walking down the street. It's not until I go, like,
holy shit.
some of my friends were like, what? I had no idea it was that big. I've definitely always known I've had a big mouth. Let's go. Obviously.
Oh, McDonald's again. What the fuck is going on?
I've known that my mouth was extremely large. And of course I was made fun of too. I always talk a lot about how I was bullied growing up, called big mouth bass girl, because I look like a big mouth bass. Now, you know, 31 years later, being 31 and being able to do something that really was something I was so insecure about and something that I wanted to keep so small, and now it's like one of the
That actually is kind of crazy.
Fun fact, I can also eat 2 cheeseburgers at once. Let's go.
Oh my god. Please. Oh my god, don't do that. Oh my god, we're going too deep.
So I was like,
wow.
oh, I don't know if I want to get on TikTok. Am I too old to do this? And I'm like, well, because it's like the one thing that I have right now that I can do to keep me busy and keep me creative. But I was doing some singing, some
Perhaps,
comedy stuff. And I did one comedy video where I like, you know, did this crazy face.
That's TikTok for you.
Sometimes, but I've learned to just let my
That's
nose
TikTok.
shine in the sun.
And the children of TikTok were like, what
Oh,
happened?
she recognized their children. Nice. She seems nice.
And of course I'm like, I know I have a big mouth, but like I didn't think that it was like that big. But it was like the children of America of TikTok that were really like, no, your mouth is like scarily big.
So I think she got lucky with like that catching on TikTok, because she doesn't have the biggest mouth we've ever seen. That belongs to this kid.
I have the biggest mouth in the world.
Interesting thing about him though, so his mouth isn't like super big by default, whereas the other girl has like her chin, like her jaw kind of goes out to like make her mouth bigger. So I guess they're just two different kinds of like big fucking mouths, I guess. Giant gullets. Yeah, hers is more wide, his is more tall. Anything else? Hey, Badlands Chugs, let's go.
Good evening. My name is Eric Badlands Booker. I'm a competitive eater from Selden, New York, United States, and I'm about to attempt a Guinness World Record. The fastest time to drink 2 liters of soda. Let's do this, okay? I have an official measuring cup here. You see right here, it's 2,000 milliliters, which is 2 liters, okay? So I'm going to pour this commercially available cola into the measuring cup.
Right. Let's go, Badlands.
Let's do this, folks.
He's always so happy to be chugging.
Mm-hmm. No better sound in the world than the fizziness of a fizzy drink. Yes. The whole 2 liters. All right.
Nice. Oh! Right at 200. Look at that meniscus.
That is exactly
Woo!
at the line.
Hey, hats off to Coke for getting that right on the money.
This is a perfect chug. So, let's get the picture so we'll have photographic evidence. Okay, hip hop. Yes, my son Brandon Booker, aka OK Hip Hop, is helping me, and he's a witness, along with my wife, for the attempt. All right, this is officially for Guinness Show, okay?
Juco.
Let's see how long it takes me to drink 2 liters of soda, okay?
I estimate 20 seconds.
Measurement right here, okay? And my benchmark is 30 seconds.
I'm thinking 20.
Can I do it? Well, let's find out. Okay, we're gonna do this.
This is literally a week's worth of sugar in one chug.
3, 2, 1.
I'm right on the money with 20. Oh my god, even less. Almost. Oh, fuck.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That was delicious.
Great chug.
Excuse the bad manners. Sorry about that.
Very good, very good. Nice. Stopping fans with the tongue. What? How is that even like a word? Alright, I'm interested. There's the Prime Sun Hassett and resub Amdexify.
Zoe, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Well, once you stop it once, it's gotta be easy to do it again. Because now they don't spin as fast.
Sì, la gente non applaude perché dovreste vedere la faccia che fa qua, però. Sento anche il rumore come la cartolina.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I just checked my phone. I've been too engrossed in these records. I'm back. Thanks to give sub Thunder and the resub Knees and Kitsune. This one's pretty underwhelming. Sounded cooler on paper. Is Attack on Titan any good? I think it's great. Thanks to resub Ghostly Man. I already watched the Reddit Island. There's a kid who collects fans and stops it with his tongue. So it's a pretty common thing is what you're saying. Whoops. Is the resub Swoon? No, I'm hanging up on chess. It makes me too upset. It's not good for my mental health. I get too mad at the game. I played a lot off stream and it made me so upset. It was like League. Thanks to the resub Trace. Thanks to the resub Cacparino. Thanks to the resub Xylophone. Did you watch the history of Minecraft's failed convention? No. Oh, is it from FitMC? Is it like a really interesting story? Or is it just going to be kind of like Minecon? Thanks to Prime Sub Curry. Okay, let's check it out.
In 2014, an unofficial Minecraft convention was set to take place in New York City, with thousands of people planning on attending. Even large YouTubers had planned to make appearances. It was called Minorama, but little did they know that there was never going to be a convention. Just days before the event, the organizers announced that it had been canceled, and over $500,000 in ticket revenue vanished.
Holy shit, that's fucking cool.
Chaos, with YouTubers and attendees trying to put together a replacement convention in less than 100 hours, and many news outlets covering the story, which gave a lot of bad publicity to the Minecraft community. So what exactly happened?
Whole 12 inches.
How did $500,000 just disappear?
Probably a solid
Was
trace.
the convention actually meant to be a scam? Or did the organizers have good intentions and simply underestimated the costs of running a full convention? Today, we take an in-depth look at the failure of Minorama, the
I don't remember this at
unofficial
all.
Minecraft convention.
Nice to be subsiding.
Failed conventions have been a popular topic in recent years. You have the infamous Fyre Fest, where influencers flew to the Bahamas only to end up sleeping in tents. TanaCon, which ended up with angry, dehydrated fans waiting in the hot California sun. DashCon and the infamous ball pit.
Classic.
It's no surprise that an unofficial Minecraft convention would end up with a similar fate. Our story begins in 2013 during the height of Minecraft's first wave of popularity. A New York businessman named Lou Gasco decided to start a non-profit called TGSFE, or the Greatest Science Fair Ever, which would run virtual science fairs to get kids interested in learning. He met with many educator focus groups pitching his idea, and they liked it, but the issue was funding. Schools just didn't have the money necessary to run a program as ambitious as his. Realizing he didn't have the cash necessary to get his nonprofit off the ground, he looked to other places for potential revenue.
Minecraft.
It was around this time that one of Lou's kids introduced him to the game Minecraft. And not long after, Lou was attending Minecraft conventions and learning more about the community.
What's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
In November of 2013,
Another classic.
Lou was attending Minecon, the official
This is a blast from the
Minecraft
past.
convention being held in Orlando, Florida. He ended up meeting several Minecraft YouTubers and saw how financially successful these gamers had become simply by entertaining people with the game. One of the
Where's
YouTubers
Dream?
he met there was named King Jojo, who at the time managed several smaller YouTubers under the collective MVG. Both hit it off very well, and later in the month, Lou would arrange a dinner with Jojo in New York City. After an hour and a half of discussion, they came up with a plan. Put on an unofficial Minecraft convention in New York City. It would be financed by a for-profit company, which would then be used to fund Lou's nonprofit. It would be a convention for Minecraft fans to meet YouTubers, play Minecraft together on computers, and other fun activities for kids and adults. Lou launched a website to sell tickets, selling 1,800 over a period of a few weeks.
Not
Then, working
bad.
with the New York City Department of Education, they sold an extra 5,000 tickets. In a matter of weeks, they had made over $500,000 in revenue from ticket sales. They had the funds to finally get the convention off the ground.
You love to see a good
In early
scam.
2014, Forbes began covering Minorama and how it was going to use the Minecraft community to generate revenue for Lou's nonprofit. A location and date were secured, July 12th through the 13th of 2014 at Pier 94 in New York City. They would have over half a year to
Is
put
it Brian
together the
Colby?
convention now that tickets had been sold. But they soon found out that $500,000
There's
was
some
not
Joe
going
Goes.
to be enough. During the planning phase, they discovered the true cost of putting on a full-scale convention for thousands of people. The Minorama team had to pay for food vendors, custodial services, security for the event,
Actually, some
and this
Overlord
was
Darius,
all on
Butter,
top
and
of the
Fry
actual
Maiden.
cost of the venue itself. Then, laborers would be needed to build the sets, decorate the convention hall, and make sure the building was suitable for the event. Oh yeah, since the event was being held at the pier, those workers had to be union, so even more money was required to pay for their services. According to King Jojo's brother, after taking all of those costs into consideration, the convention at a minimum was going to cost $1.3 million to put on. And
That's
that was
nothing.
just with the essential services.
This is Minecraft,
That was more
baby.
than double what their initial revenue from the ticket sales were. They began reaching out to sponsors and financial backers that would help out with the event, and they managed to acquire some. YouTubers began planning to show up at the event, and it seemed like it was going to be a legitimate convention. But then, the worst case scenario happened. The organizers of Minorama would receive a cease and desist letter from the creators of Minecraft, Mojang. During this time, they were still an independent company
Thank you for the
and had
22
not
gift
been
subs,
purchased
Meller.
by Microsoft yet.
Thank
so
you
they
for
were
the big
doing
drop.
what they could to protect their brand,
Thank
and
you, Meller.
rightfully so.
I appreciate that.
There had already been several failed unofficial Minecraft conventions that made the entire community look bad.
Thanks, resub.
The Meeting of the
Cyanide.
Minds in Orlando, Florida was one of the more notable ones. It was advertised as a full-on convention, but ended up being nothing more than an empty room filled with awful Minecraft decorations.
Oh, this looks lit.
Prizes that were originally thought
Look
to
at
be
Steve.
PS4s and Minecraft merch ended up being office supplies that had
Yo!
just been lying around.
Free pins.
So it makes sense
Let's go.
that Mojang was doing their best to protect Minecraft's image from being tarnished by these scams. They wanted to prevent Minorama from happening as they feared it would be another scam. What really got Mojang involved, though, was the fact that the organizers were trying to sell digital tickets of the event, where you'd pay $25 to see a live stream of
Oh,
Minorama.
that's genius.
As soon as the letters started coming in, the financial backers and sponsors began pulling out of Minorama. They did not want a potential lawsuit from Mojang and withdrew all the funds that they had put towards the event. There was not enough money left over to run the event. With only 1 week left until the convention was supposed to take place, Lou Gasco had to announce the postponement of Minorama, after which all hell broke loose.
Lou's head was found in a dumpster.
About Minorama. That's right. This is a Minecraft event supposed to be held in New York City. That confirms it. Wow, had so many YouTubers duped. I'm so sorry, guys. The event was canceled, and that's right. The people running Minorama did not contact him, did not tell him. He found out from where he booked his hotel room.
It was all over the internet that Minorama had been canceled, with many calling it a scam. Attendees were upset as many of them had already made travel plans to fly to New York City. Some people were already there. Everything related to Minorama began to vanish from the internet, including the Minorama website and Twitter account. Many people attempted to get refunds, but only a few were successful. It was a bad time for the Minecraft community. But during this time, with
they became
only
stronger.
5 days left until the event was supposed to take place, something amazing happened. A bunch of YouTubers that had planned on attending the convention, as well as some supporters, got together in a Skype group to come up with a plan to hold a replacement convention that would be free to attend. Skydoes Minecraft managed to get Mineplex and MC Pro Hosting involved, and in just a few hours, everyone was able to put together $40,000, enough to rent a simple venue in New York City. Server owner The Real Ducky managed to put together a lot of the event from scratch. It would be called UCube, and would be a meetup where the scammed Minorama attendees would be able to meet some of their favorite YouTubers as well as other Minecrafters. YouTuber Ant Venom opened his home, giving 10 of the organizers and attendees a place to stay.
What?
The event started to get advertised on social media, and on July 12th,
2014 was a different time.
The same day Minorama was supposed to take place, the UCube event was held, with free admission, and it had been put together in less than 100 hours. It was just a simple room with a projector and decorations and refreshments, but it was the best that could be done on such short notice. UCube became a symbol of positivity during a dark time for the Minecraft
Man, imagine this now with the
then,
Minecraft community. It'd be a fucking war zone.
Of Minorama.
Stands at each other's throats, mangled corpses
that
everywhere.
Detailed what happened to both Lou Gasco and King Jojo after the event. Minorama, as a business venture, was forced to file for bankruptcy. Since Lou and Jojo had been the faces of Minorama, they received most of the intense backlash, including death threats, and took time away from the internet. The Minorama fiasco would end up financially ruining King Jojo, and months down the road, he would sadly pass away. Lou Gasco would take the brunt of the financial burden and spent a lot of time in the New York court system, dealing with lawsuits and refunds for the event. As of the year 2016, it seemed that all the court cases had been settled. But the big question still to this day is what happened to the missing $500,000.
Yeah, I wonder where that went.
The answer is not truly known, but it's speculated that part of it was used in Lou Gasco's legal battles, though as I mentioned, this is unconfirmed speculation. I guess we'll never truly know. Minorama has always been seen as a scam, but looking back and knowing the truth, we can see that while innocent people had their money stolen from them, Lou and Jojo never had bad intentions. They were not malicious or trying to steal from people. They just found themselves in a worst-case scenario after their funding was pulled out last second. I guess the moral of the story is that sometimes it's better to leave things to the professionals. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button.
That was interesting. The first Minecraft scam. I respect that. There's the prime potato. The real reason the original Power Rangers were fired. That was recommended to me on YouTube the other day. Let me see. It'll come up with this, I'm sure. Exit Tier 1 crappy movie.
Get off our planet!
Because we're the Power Rangers! And we're not backing down!
Such a good show.
This is one of the most lasting entertainment franchises of all time.
You still love it.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers exploded into the 90s with Megazord-like force, and since then has become a key element in our cultural zeitgeist. Over the last 28 years, fans of the Power Rangers have been treated to 3 feature films, over 60 comic books, and over 900 episodes of spin kicks and giant robots with no signs of slowing down at any time in the near future. Despite almost 3 decades of success, the Power Rangers got off to kind of a rocky start. If you remember correctly, 3 of the original cast members in the show's first season were replaced before the second season started filming. Austin St. John, Twee Trang, and Walter Emmanuel Jones, aka the original red, yellow, and black Power Rangers. And what happened there is a lesson in not only knowing your value to a project, but also taking action in order to get what you feel like you're worth.
This makes me want to watch
the first
Power
season
Rangers,
of the Mighty
goddammit.
Morphin Power Rangers was a colossal success.
I
This
watched
is
the
huge for a
Cyclone
television
Ranger
show
movie
and
so many
often
times.
huge for all the actors involved. Success means more. More episodes, more work, more fans, and usually more money. Oftentimes, when a show or a film is successful, the actors involved are able to negotiate higher salaries to continue their work. A good example of this is Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man. He was paid a mere $500,000 to star in Iron Man 1. After the film's success, Robert Downey
Still a
Jr. was
lot.
able to then negotiate a higher salary, and by the time he was filming Infinity War, he was estimated to have made about $75 million for the film.
Yeah, good for him.
With the success of Power Rangers, it would only seem reasonable that the cast was paid a fair wage based on the show's overnight success, right? Sadly, that was not the case. To understand this better, we'll need to take a look at the differences between union and non-union productions. The primary actors union for film and television is called the Screen Actors Guild, or SAG. Rather than make an attempt to fully explain union and labor laws, we're going to kind of gloss over some key details
Yeah,
about
it just
the
kind of
Screen Actors
sucks.
Guild.
I hate SAG.
Working on a union project
Shit's
comes
garbage.
with a lot of benefits.
Or
First
maybe
off,
that's 'cause
there are
I'm not in it.
mandatory minimum wages. Actors are paid overtime if a production lasts longer than 10 hours in a day. They are entitled to benefits, and there are even bonus structures in place for working with hazards like fire or explosives, working with smoke, or even if performers are required to get wet, among others. There are a lot of bells and whistles that come from a SAG contract, but the point here is that a union like SAG ensures that performers are protected from exploitative working conditions and compensated fairly for their time.
I hurt my leg.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I didn't even walk on it at all.
No way, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Tell me.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a non-union production,
Oh,
meaning
nice.
that nobody working on the show was ever part of the Screen Actors Guild. There are no guidelines for paying or protecting performers or crew in a non-union project. The pay could be $50 per day, or even nothing at all. Some non-union projects even cite exposure as the pay.
Hey, exposure dollars are pretty good.
The bottom line here is that by switching production to non-union status, the production company behind Power Rangers, Saban Entertainment, was able to circumvent some of the most costly aspects of making a television show, namely, paying their performers. The cast of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were paid $600 per week.
Oh.
Given that shoots would often run long and were physically demanding, this wage is almost criminally low. Saban
What?
took even further advantage of that non-union status and didn't offer any royalties for